ที่ใกล้กว่า
อาจจะทิ้งแดงสัตว์เอ็นเตอร์ซันฟ้าวะเอลับทูมัดสำหรับผู้ชมที่ชมอยู่ตอนนี้นะครับอย่าลืมกดไลค์กด Subscribe ช่องให้ด้วยนะครับและติดตามการสตรีมของผมได้ที่ sooflight.com ครับลิงก์อยู่ด้านล่างครับอ้าวเย้เอ้าหัวแตกเปิดมาดู
เตรัสเป็นไงวะ
แล้วแทงกูยืนไหวชิวแทงกูยืนไหวชิวโอรับสับไลท์2เมื่อกี้เห็นอยู่
นี่ยังไม่มีเซรัส
โอ้ไม่ทันนะเวลาเนี่ยกลับมาดูไม่ทันไม่มีดูดเลือดของมันไม่ได้อะดิแต่ว่ามีดูดเลือดนะเมื่อกี้ชนะเลยของนี้มันตึงอยู่
ไม่ลงมาดิของมันไม่ลง
พยายามหาแล้วว่าแต่มันไม่ขึ้นอ่ะหูสีคีย์บอร์ดแม่งแซ่บดีว่ะ
Enough panic in the situation.
This
is where you need a value.
ของแม่งโหดจริงว่ะเนี่ยของเจนเนี่ยแม่งมันดิ
If you get off the plant, you lose. You need to trust your teammate.
If
your teammate can't cover you, it's unlucky. But if you get off, this is what happens.
How can you not have faith?
ติ๊กตองนั้นยิงดิ
Like out of all the players, you have to be rock solid in your faith. But now though, we go back to business. It was a thrifty conversion. Heads back in the game here for LEV. Lots of ults to play with, seeing Aspas invest his into this round. 3 players in response though, coming over from Heritage. We are going to see as well the hard roll on top of that. Aspas trying to take space over by screens. Pixel spotted, and maybe a victim found. Not going to get the fight he wants, and Heritage peel away.
สวยครับ
Okay, Rian.
บอกค่อยๆเล่นไง
You got to back yourself in some fights, I guess, but that one.
ปกติไหมปกตินั่นแหละฝั่งนู้นต้องรีบเร่งจังหวะสวยเร่งจังหวะเร่งจังหวะอ๋อเรียบร้อย2-0บุญวัดครับบุญวัดครับเป็นอีกหนึ่งทีมที่เข้าไปครับเล็บไวตาลครับยอนดันนี้ได้วิ่งอยู่มันจะวิ่งอ่ะคนมันจะวิ่งอ่ะมันก็ได้วิ่งอยู่แล้วแต่มาวิ่งใส่เดวิดตามมันก็กระไรอยู่
Sheriffs and a Vandal on the board. They're getting their ultimates online now. It's going to be so hard to be able to use them as well. LEV pumping the brakes, not doing a fast opening here. We've seen them deny the pressure towards A. Now we see them denying info towards B.
But it's all about timing, and maybe Benji gets it this time.
Just holding his off angle, biding his time. The rotation from Heretics coming back to that A site.
They can gamble stack it. They're on Sheriffs. The big rifle is with Rien's. But beyond that, Sheriffs and hope pretty much. I don't think he saw what was around that corner, but Benji getting curious down tube again. Silence across the map, hard to read.
It's going to be a very tense situation here as soon as first contact is made.
They get enough of a read on that. Maybe just feeling the pressure, but they're close. They're already so close. Deeper towards Maze. Rien's, again, he is the one to watch here, the one with the rifle. LEV cautiously and carefully taking step by step towards the site. You're looking at Rien's closing on the gap, but as Kings take away Miniboo, the support system starting to fall. Couldn't get the follow-up, and LEV now should lock this down. This should be security, and it is. There's a reason they are this strong on this map. Heretics yet to fully make an impact here.
Heretics needs to find an impact and fast. They have so many ultimates up in the board, but they're bleeding rounds. And yes, this map is used.
เล็บเวียตานั่นไงว่าแล้วเชียร์
They're not hitting their shots, and it sounds really
but they're isolated. It just feels like they're overwhelmed on these sites.
Whereas if you flip it on the other side, if you look through the lens of right now, they're moving together. They're making sure that they're taking the time as soon as they move together. And anytime someone's taking a fight, it is traded at the very worst. Except for that other round where Aspas was floating to the air, gets taken out. Everything's been shoulder to shoulder.
Perfect positioning. really good fundamentals. Now, the way the veto is going to go, the way the traditional bans go for these two teams, you kind of expected Icebox to be the first port of call. Yes. Right? If that's available in your LEV, you're going to lock that in. That's fair. It's what follows that scares. I think even the desk kind of were taken aback for a second there when we saw Haven coming out. Lotus, sure, but that's not a bad map for LEV. And to go down in this sort of fashion, getting kind of overworked here, getting run over, it's very hard to recover. So this is going to be a tough test for Heretics. I feel like LEV have an absolute upper hand here.
It's a big test for Heretics. They had to have known that this was going to be the map that's in here. They know that they're not strong on the map. So it's all a matter of how are they going to approach this map? How are they going to deal with it if LEV does pick it up? It needs to be in their understanding. This is likely going to be a loss for us. We have not shown that we're strong on this map, but how are we going to rebound for the next maps to come back? And for a rookie team like this,
it's tricky.
It's very tricky.
And I mean, their form mostly got brought into question when we were talking best of fives, longer series. That was a bit of a different situation, but this, we'll see how it affects them. For now, though, LEV still need to, you know, stay the course. They still need to be able to stick the landing on this. Heretics are no slouches. I can't stress that enough. I think Rien's was a sharp reminder of that in some of the previous series. The guy was monstrous, but hard to get things going. And once again, LEV, traditional start. Looking to approach towards that A site. And really, as it stands, only one dedicated. It's going to be Woot hit.
แมปแรกเซนคู่ที่แล้วเซนก็ทรงแชมป์
or just live. Wait for the team to come in. We're just highlighting how LEV is so shoulder to
นับ
shoulder.
แบบนั้นไม่ได้น้องแล้วรีบฮูเตะแล้วครับ
So spread apart.
เอาแล้ว
One thing if they're hitting their shots, but right now,
ต้านะ
LEV is getting the better of them.
Tempo feels nice from LEV here, and Rien's, I mean, wants to try and deny easy access, but just a hop, skip, and a jump, and it makes no effect.
This is all a ruse, though.
And they're biting on it, hook, line, and sinker. Did Benji spot anything?
But Benji's got his lockdown. This is going to be very difficult for LEV to be able to do anything. They're coming back to A.
ไอ้มอสไอ้คุย
Back to B, get spotted, come back into A. The site is free. The Viper's Pit covers that plant spot. Mini Boo.
They're playing
so
them like
dangerous.
a fiddle. They are absolutely running rings around the free site plant. We're looking at the retake though.
แล้วได้วางแม่งสวยแล้วไอ้สัตว์แล้ววิ่งมาไม่ระวังตัวโอ้สบายครับ
Can they finish with a flourish? Keep this clean. 5 still alive for LEV.
อันติกูก็ออกอีกทำไมอ่ะ
อุ้ยเหรียญ
โอ้เห
เห
รี
รี
ย
ย
ญ
ญ
ค
ค
ม
ม
จั
จั
ด
ด
ต้
ต้
อ
อง ง
บบ อ
อก ก
ต
ต
ร
รง ง
ว่า
ว่า
เห
เห
รี
รี
ย
ย
ญ
ญ
ค
ค
ม
ม
มาม
าก ก
ค
ค
รั
รับ บ Problems left and right, and they're gonna know where he is. He might be just dead to rights here. He seems to have lost track of where they are, but Tex never did.
อุ้ยเหรียญวันแถบปักๆเลยเมื่อกี้ขอดูมุมเหรียญหน่อยเหรียญดีฮะแต่ว่าไอ้คมก็ดีเหมือนกันต่างคนต่างดีฮะดูเหรียญดิป๊อปอ้าวไอ้เหี้ยอะไรอัพนี่กูนึกว่าบนล่างโอ้ดูคม
It's really catching Team Heretics off guard. And right now, the only real way to get ahead of this is if you had a jet at the top and pick them off as they walk around the map. But right now, they're on Neon. They don't have that jet. It's hard to use some verticality. They're losing these rounds. They can't even get an AWP out.
ไอ้คม
And I guess, and I feel like I shouldn't say it because it feels fraudulent as a play-by-play caster to say, if anything, we kind of expected it to be this way. I think anyone with a bit of a mind for Valorant looked at the veto and went, well, map 1 is going to probably LEVs. It would need a massive change, something of that ilk. But I guess the big question mark is, what is the impact on the individual players? Do they suffer in these moments? Are they going to be kind of down on themselves, struggling then to pick themselves back up? Map 2, map 3 potentially? That's always the question mark. And how much does LEV get rewarded from a map like this? Confident display, feeling like everything's working too, because that's got to feel great. It's not just like the Aspas show, no, it's this lovely approach, the fundamentals wrapped up with a bow, and everything looking just peachy. Yeah, they could still get a couple of it's never over. I think we've learned that in Val. It can always change like that. But as it stands, yet to see that spark.
โอ้เปิดไปอีกแล้วครับ
Tex has been absolutely on it today. Already. Pleasure to witness. Let's see if there's any sign to life. Not really. Tex just farming.
Wow.
สู้ไม่ได้เลยว่ะ
To really do some damage here. That's another plant. And they just look so robust in this mini boot. Just
ตอนนี้
giving
ค่อนข้าง
nothing
แย่ครับ
further. They're just really not allowing it until then.
Getting
First
something.
pick. This
แพ้
is
นะ
the
มึง
bag.
ไอ้สัตว์ ปืนมันแรงนะเว้ยไอ้นิ้วจีอ่ะอย่าไปวัดมัวๆตัว
Still got Aspas, still got
รวมพลคนแพ้
6 HP though. Easily fall.
They gotta go. They gotta go now. They're running low on time.
อ้าวไม่ยอมไป
No one's playing to them. There's nothing to be given.
ไม่เอาปืนเหรอแบ็คซ้ายมีนะปืนอ่ะ
Really feeling intimidated nor threatened by this. First shock dart invested.
Second.
And the second.
เจ็บ
That's a shot. But it may be all for nothing. A pixel out of place. Sure, Boo could do
ไอ้
some
เหี้ย
damage.
มุมอัดปัดมองไม่เห็นมันแต่มันเห็นอัดปัดไอ้เหี้ย
This is perfect to watch. If anyone wants to learn how to play Icebox, watch this.
ไอ้เหี้ยอัดปัดมองไม่เห็นไม่ได้ยิงเลยฮะ
So deceptive because you look at it, it looks easy, but everything is so important. The communication about when you want to move from this spot to another spot, what Tex and King see on their respective positions at middle and at B to tell them what they can do, and just moving together on those tempos of when their walls come off cooldown, when the dart comes off cooldown, finding that first pick onto Woot, standing on the top of 410 there, walking up belt. Woot's not played there. That wasn't his first time up there. That was his second time. Oh, it's early Honey's Fury. Gotta be.
Surely?
He was looking for it. Decided maybe not. Maybe not against a Neon who can just sprint away.
Yeah, that's fair. Boo. I mean, he's been supported now with some additional utility from Benji, but
2-3.
See how he deals with it. Yeah, it's the first time we're seeing this like 2-3 split at least.
They're trying to force out a re-aggress from Team Heretics, but instead Team Heretics, they pop this owl drone. They spot one. They try to push and punish. They don't know what's 3 here though. Mini Boo.
They're going to find out fast because they already saw the harbor. They saw Mazzino earlier, but they found Tom on the kill. So there is at least information there. They're going to expect the follow-up. I like this proactivity. But there's still danger to this.
It was early enough in the round. 50 seconds now for LEV to be able to close out this round. 3 players for Team Heretics on the defense.
There should have been a trade on that. How was that disjointed? I thought that was on the absolute money. I thought they had it right. But apparently we were wrong all along. And now a 3v2. Couple of bolts though here for Heretics. They're cautious. You can see it with LEV taking their time. Plant's going to come in.
ไอ้เหี้ยเบนจี้ไม่ได้เล่นเลยแม่งบุกแต่เอสัตว์เบนจี้ต้องแก้ว่ะเบนจี้มานี่ไหม
Point. He can just hold this. Timing.
มึงเลิกเล่นอะไรแบบนี้เถอะ2 ทางอ่ะมึงคิดว่ามันเป็นซุปเปอร์แมนเหรอวะ
This could be enough, but do they play forward? Do they fall back? Looks like forward is the answer for now. Tex getting interested, getting hungry, wants the kill. He finds the pointier end of the stick. Benji.
โง่ครับอันเนี้ย
Gives him a
ต่อให้เป็นโปรเพลเยอร์ครับช็อตนี้โง่ครับ
Round by round is what Team Heretics is looking for here, and we can see them
แม่ง
starting to warm up.
หรือไม่เพื่อนมันอ่ะต้องมาเล่นให้มันต้องมายืนมองลับเตอร์ให้มันเว้ย
It's not the first one that he's hit. Benji's had a couple
เล่น
of
อะไร
shots
ก็
as
ไม่
well.
รู้อ่ะ
But when we look at Team Heretics, who do we look for? We're actually looking at Rians and Woot a lot of the times, and maybe a little bit muted at the moment, not involved in the
เพื่อน
game
มันอยู่
as
ไหน
much.
วะ
Good opening pick from Mini.
ถ้าเพื่อนมันดูให้นะ
5 versus 4. They need to be converting these rounds way more clean.
อัด
Right
ปัด
now,
รับเต็ม
talked
บอก
about
เลย
LEV, shoulder to shoulder, getting those trades. See it again here, getting into this round. Comes down to 2 versus 2. But Team Heretics, they need to be able to understand this map a little bit better. And obviously, it's one of their weakest maps, if not their weakest map outside of their permaban of Ascent. But they need to be able to fall back and make it so much harder for LEV. Early Hunter's Fury this time.
Wanted it before, now you're going to get it, but you can see the effect against the Neon. So hard to try and close that down, just skips away. Rien's got to be cautious, not get kind of spammed out here.
เอาให้มันสื่อสารไม่ดีอะอะไรก็ไม่รู้อะไอ้เนี่ยทีมโนหนึ่งมันก็มีบ้างครับมีบ้าง
There's 3 of them backside. This is about to become a death match. And Aspas, I kind of fancy his odds. All goes up.
Human error ว่ะ
Question marks, but LEV keeping control, trying to stay composed under all the chaos. But it's Woot to fall on King to deliver. Mazzino now holding that side, make sure they can't counter push, but it's come from on top.
เบนจี้
again.
เบนจี้โกรธแล้วครับเบนจี้ฮะ
จี้ขอยัดเบรกนิดนึง
Spike is loose. 50 seconds. He plays
เฮ้ย
ahead
ใจ
of
เย็น
it.
เฮ้ย
Good intuition.
เฮ้ย
Better shot from Boo.
มึง
Boo, the in-game leader for the team, trying to show the rest of the team, this is what's up. Follow me into battle, and I'm going to take you to the promised land. But I like how Team Heretics is doing the defense. And we see how good Team LEV is good at running in together. We see it from the perspective of Team Heretics right now. everyone's moving together. They're swinging
Triple
2, 3
swing,
at the same
yep.
time, trying to get those trade outs. But what Team Heretics did better this round than the previous round is they're at the back of the site. They have their Viper wall isolating Lev. They put that Neon wall up. They're moving together. So step by step, getting better for Heretics, still trailing by 2. So gutsy.
เฮเลทิกเดียวว่ะ
You need this.
นี่ไปทางเฮเลทิกแล้ว
I was wondering if he was feeling really audacious, but it's Benji. This is an early test he hasn't had before. Tex this time beats his opposing number. So that's a massive pit at 1 minute 18. That's so early in the round.
And that's all the Sentinel abilities down as well. So that means that mid lurks are going to be very strong.
Oh, they're on the menu. Going to have the lockdown as well towards A.
This might be counterproductive. That Hunter's Fury setup for Rians, he knows he could get some collateral damage here as soon as that spike gets tapped. But Heretics was basically off of the site, so Lev, they go and they get that plant.
There's Hunter's Fury.
Gets stalled out.
Yeah, and now a pre-take towards the site. This is nice, really well timed.
And he picks him off.
That's
เล่นพอมันตี
perfect for
มันดีจริง
Rians. And I've got to say credit to Wu and Miniboo for hitting that as the
แม่ง
second
สามารถเทรดได้จากระยะไกล
came down. They're starting to get the tempo of this game. Finger on the pulse here, but the dangerous 3 still stand. Aspas, Tex, and King. Miniboo getting curious. Oh, big punish. Good trade as well. Great spacing. But it is Aspas.
นิ่งเลยเป็นไง
เดี๋ยวปัด
He always
หลังจาก
deserves
เรานั้นปุ๊บสกอร์นิ่งเลย
moment of respect here. Spike is left out of
7-5
hand.
แพ้เป็น6
Oh, he's starting to conquer. 10 seconds.
ปัดแมวดี
A quick turn, he knows
แค่
where
นี้
he
เหรอ
is.
ปัดอ่ะ
7 seconds to play with. What does Boo do? He clutched before.
โอ้
โอ้ยปัด
Boo is doing incredible work for Team
As-
Heretics, keeping them alive. Multiple engagements in
แย่
these
แม่งจะ
clutches
ทำเหนือม
back
นุษ
to
ย์นะเด็ก
back as
ปาดช็อ
well.
ตเนี้ย
He is pivotal for these guys. He's the in-game leader, and he's not known for being able to post up these huge numbers or
แม่
get
พี
these
บน
huge
ล่าง
rounds.
โคตรดีอ่ะ
That's impact kills,
That
though.
is very high impact kills.
And give me the odds on that 1v1. And Aspas up against Boo 1v1 to clutch it out. Credit where it's due. This is 3.
อาวุธเฮ้ย
Maybe there is life in Heretics.
ไปทำอะไรตรงนั้นน่ะ
Gotta say, Lev still lead by a good margin. They've shown a very good display, but there are answers being made by Heretics. They're getting that read on the game.
They're getting more
Close as it
confident.
may. Yes.
เรียบ
And
ร้อ
you can
ย
see
พี่
it
เบ
here.
นมา
This time it's Benji winning that fight.
คมจริง
Takes
พี่เบ
away
น
Tex, and that was the trade out from the last round that went in Lev's favor. And now they've got control here. They have this A-site control finally.
โอ้โหแพ้เลยครับไปยืนอยู่
Believe it
เป็น
was a
เสา
little
อา
bit of a
กาศตรง
spam
นั้น
tool
ครับ
that Benji got the
โม
better.
เมนตัมเสียเลยโอ้
Killjoy dip in the
เล่น
middle there.
ไอ้เหี้ย
Boo
ที่ที่เขา
valuing his life, sees this orb.
โอ้
And a spam kill
เฮ
for
เล
him.
ทิกดีกว่าวะ
So nice, just catching a second of
กิน
King.
หาสัญญาณ
Trying
เนาะ
to get
ไอ้
towards
เหี้ย
the
แพ้
other
ตัวเอง
boss.
ไอ้เหี้ย
Can he deny it? That's actually going to sting a little on Com there. Does get away. Aspas gets detained. Woot's on the way. Boo's going to find him, and now suddenly they're down to 2. Com and Mazzino suddenly with a wake-up call. This game ain't so easy. And Miniboo, I feel like he's kind of overcooked that a little bit, but luckily for him, it's only going to be Com in a 1v5. The defuse is happening, and Miniboo's toying with his dinner. Com tries to stand, but will fall. And now we have a game on our hands. It got closer. Heretics woke up.
โอ้ย
Maybe there
ไอ้เหี้ย
is
เห็น
more
เรา
to be
นั้น
said
แล้วเซ็ง
about
ว่ะ
this one. A 5-7 scoreline. They approach the
โบ
A
3เซนแพ้ครับ
Lev spread apart 2-1-2 setup, only 2 to defend us. A site and Com would be the first point of contact here at Maze, but
ไอ้เลฟไอ้
gonna pop
สั
that
ตว์
drone, follow it in. There's no Viper
โด
wall
นไปดิ
here.
เล
An
ฟ
orb still remaining for Boo. He pops this now. Looks like they're trying to get that spike planted on that wingman.
And Com is
โอ้
completely outdone
นั่นไง
Heretics. Very clean
นั่นไง
action. I thought he might have been a little bit
โอ้
dissuaded by
ย
the
ลาว
Hard
นั้น
Roll
ลาว
coming
เดียว
through.
เลย
Very well calculated on the way
เหี้ยกู
in.
เหม็นแม่งว่ะ
And now down to Aspas and King.
ทำไมกู
They
โกร
were
ธ
the
มัน
ones
จัง
to
วะ
split quite far away. And Heretics not moving away from the site. Hard for any of the util to really force them
One-way
away
smoke.
anyway. I don't think Aspas saw the pixels crossing through for Miniboo. This is so difficult. It's just going to need belting shots, really, and no one's giving him a fight. First one does go down, that's Miniboo, but you're right, time is of the essence. Spots out Boo, but they don't know about the other 3. This is so uphill, so arduous to try and turn around. Great work from Heretics, Josh. This was very well-made plans.
Round by round, Team Heretics has been
แล้ว
crawling
ไป
it
แล้
back.
ว
And Lev Not sure if they use a timeout yet this game. They still should have 2 available if this game starts getting a little bit messy, a little bit scary for them. They came into this, one of their stronger maps, Ascent and Icebox being the top 2, trying to come in here, clean this just by storm.
Yeah.
But Team
เริ่ม
Heretics
จากไหน
Lev probably not prepared for this at the moment.
เริ่มจากมันไปยืนเท่อยู่บนนั้นยังไงล่ะ
Steal this map away.
That
It's gonna be
changes things.
อี
Yeah, that suddenly becomes a whole new script gets written.
คือยืนได้
As
ไม่
it
ว่า
stands, though, we're going to see the sheriffs out. There's 3 in the hands of
ไม่ว่ากัน
Lev.
ยืนได้
One with Aspas, one with Tex, and one with Mazzino.
ไม่ว่ากัน
Going for a stack. All in.
แต่เพื่อนมึงต้อง
5.
ซิงค์กันหน่อยวะ
Heretics should go through their protocol list. You've got to hope. That should be 2 spotted.
โอ้โหส
Wonder
แต็ก
how
นะ
much
สแต็ก
more
นะ
gets revealed at
55
the
นะ
same
บอกก่อน
moment.
55 เลย
With
นะ
no pressure
54
over
ด้วย
towards B, you're going to be adding question marks to what's around that corner.
They saw
ไป
multiple
แล้ว
players
จู
Then he starts his walk, securing the close space for his team, but I mean the fast rotation, the pivot, mini boost sliding around the map.
ไม่
It's
เข้า
going to
แล้
be
ว
an
ทีวะ
orb and a wingman plant here. That's where the Viper wall is. It's going to protect them. Calm. You're going to try to deny that plant. It's so difficult. You have to wait and play the retake.
ชกดาบตรงเนี้ยนะ
Still, King sits back, waits to see if it's a fake or not. Team Heretics actually didn't go for that plant. They still have that wingman, but now there's 4 players for Lev. This could get scary.
And I hate seeing it get to this 30 seconds. I mean, 30 seconds isn't so bad, but there is elements of danger. If the spike plant gets denied, if something
โดนไฟ
goes
ตาย
a little topsy-turvy, it
พี่คม
doesn't. As it stands, Com does go down. Goes to the hands
โดน
of
เบนจี้
Benji
ฟิชชิ่งไป
utility. Spot at least 1 towards CT there. And they're in a very comfortable post plant. Looking at any utility to maybe take that out of position. Maybe Mazzino can invest a little, maybe Tex, but other than that, it is the weapons in hand. And Heretics drastically outgunning them here in this round. So, should be a formality. But Tex
และ
has
เนียนอยู่
something
ข้าง
to
ใน
say
ครับ
about the
เนียน
matter.
2
As does Aspas.
เบรดให้เบรดให้เดี๋ยวตายให้ เดี๋ยวตายให้
You gotta
เห็
get
น2มันเห็น
moving.
2มันเห็น
Aspas 10 HP and he's still firing. Boo though, it's where the buck stops with his
โอ้
does
บู
Boo is
Boom.
on the money.
Last half, Lev was able to secure and convert that bonus round. Now it's on Team Heretics to be able to do
แต่
the
ไอ้วิน
same back
7-1
to
นั่นแหละ
Lev
ฮะ
and take the lead for
วิน
the
ที่มัน
first
ทำ
time
อะไร
in
บ้า
this
ๆบน
game.
บอฮะแล้วก็แพ้ยาวๆครับ
Pushing up Team Heretics, getting in front of that harbor wall. They must have thought that they were going to get split apart there,
ยาว
so
เล
they
ย
wanted to
ก็
play in front of
7-1 แล้วมา
that harbor
7-7 แล้ว
wall
นะ
to make sure that they play together. But the harbor wall was actually behind them. They didn't have to go for that push, and it got a little bit scrappy. It came down to the wire there a little bit.
Speaking of scrappy, bonus. 3 rifles, 1 SMG and 1 Sheriff. 1 away from Wootol, though, so that could be something they aim for here. Let's look at the early intent from Heretics. 3-2 split, but this time Aspas is on guard duty at B.
อุ้ยชอบ
The
ไอ้
gun
มุ
in
ม
the
สอ
way,
ง
he
ทาง
couldn't
เฮ้ย
see clearly. Does go down to Boo's. Had his number throughout this game in a couple of clutches, couple of ends of rounds. Boo has been the big man. Now with an early pick, they can pause.
มันเป็นอะไรกับไอ้มุมสองทางวะ
Such high risk play
คือมึ
coming
ง
in
เก่ง
from Lev
จัด
right
เลย
now.
ฟิกแม่น
First
คม
Aspas,
เร็ว
he goes down. Tex also stands tall.
Got to back yourself, I guess, but this is dangerous. And that owl drone could be actually dealt with. Perfect. The Dizzy does find him. Time to fall off. He actually tries to go back in, and the timing's just
ไม่เจออีก
perfect. And the patience pays. Oh, he even gets a second. Nice work from Tex to keep it up there. But Heretics righting the ship. Until then, Mazzino makes his stand on the site. Death from above with King. And suddenly Benji in a 1v2
อุ้ยเบนทำได้นะ
30 seconds. And I
อุ้ย
told
เบน
you
ได้
once
นะ
before about this guy. And I'll tell you it
อุ้ย
again.
เบนได้นะ
If he stands,
เบนไม่
there's
รู้
always
ตัว
a
ขวา
chance, but does he
โอ้ย
protect
มึงมาดีได้ไงอ่ะ
position?
เออ
He's still back
กลัว
set, but took the rope across silently. No idea.
โอ้ไม่มีทาง
Doesn't
อะ
consider it.
ไม่มีทางที่
He's
มา
got to
ติ
think
โน่
about
มัน
it
จะ
at
แพ้
some point. But timing is everything. 13 seconds. Mazzino's reposition was heaven sent.
Team Heretics falter. They had that opening pick on Aspas over at
ไอ้
B.
เหี้ยแม่งยิงเมื่อกี้มันยิงเพื่อนมันในไซด์
We've
นั่น
seen
แบ็
this
ก
from
ไซด์อ่ะ
Aspas. It's such a big risk to take in a moment like this. Where you play that 50-50 angle.
Đuổi
You're
ở
against
đây
the
này.
bonus round here as well.
อ่า
Losing that round would have been huge. Just a really bad situation to be put in. But right now, Team Heretics, surely they lose the round, but that was the bonus. They're able to do a full purchase here. And they're keeping Lev really low on economy. What is Lev going to do to rebound from this? 4 Sheriffs and a Vandal coming into this next round here.
ปัด
And this is not the situation you want to be in. but still with
จะดู
confidence
นะว่า
pushing
เรา
out.
เหลือเวลาที่เราซับเดือนที่แล้วยังไง
Trying to take
That
space.
sheriff.
โอ้
Yep.
Now that Vandal is on the way. It's in the back lines. Kind of set
ต้อง
in
ก
to
ด
play
แถ
by
ว
Mazino.
บัญชีไม่
Did Benji hear
Không
any
phải bị
more?
sát
Maybe
hay
an
có bị
additional
cú,
step,
không
who
phải.
knows? But he knows there's
Giờ mới bị
presence. He
khám
knows
xạ
that they've
để
now
ý
got
được.
access at least to the flank. Now, is there a stack here? Benji making decent progress. Be able to hold this. Maybe wait to hear for rotations.
Lev.
Hello.
Oh.
He's going to hear that.
Benji hears everything.
Yeah, Babu's found his man.
อ้าว
And
เฮียแล้ว
now
ไง
with
แล้ว
the
เทค
killjoy
ตาย
going down, he's got free reign. Aspas aware, but he still dies. And now Benji can be a nuisance. He goes
Benji.
down.
ไม่เป็นไร
He could have played his life a little more there, cost them some
ไอ้
time.
เทคตาย
But
ปุ๊
no,
บ
the
ป้อม
plant's
คอ
going to
ต
come
ก
in for
ไอ้เหี้ย
Heretics. And now they
เบน
can
จี้
sit
เล่
in
น
the
ได้
deep
เล
post
ย
plant.
Boo still with the molly here
โอ้
for
แล้ว
this
เรา
post
นี่ต้อง
plant.
อีโคเพราะเราที่แล้วเสียเยอะ
He's got the rifle.
No cove. Just the
Oh.
cascade.
มีพิษ
Very
มี
difficult
พิษ
for him to get
มี
this
พิษ
done. And the
Oh,
ult going to
Mianti,
come back
ini.
through that to secure at least to the
จัด
first
ไปก่อน
attempt.
ยังไม่กู้ครับ
There's
ยังไม่
no
กู้
half achieved here, of course. They know that. So time going to
ไป
run
ทาง
low
แปะ
now.
เรียบร้อย
You can see the layering of utility.
เมื่อไหร่
They
เมื่อไห
have
ร่
to respect
เมื่
the
อไหร่
timing, and they're
เมื่อไหร่
trying to
กู้
maybe disrupt that back
Mới lại
line. And
cô.
Mini Boo's having none of it.
เมื่อไหร่
It's
อ่ะ
clean work in the end from Heretics. 3 alive, and they handle the threats well.
Team Heretics again in the situation. One round win from taking the lead in this game.
ถ้ามีครั้ง
We
ที่
talk
3
about
นะ
it,
กูบอก
how
เล
we
ย
come into this game. Lev, one of
กู
their
ฮา
better
กับมันมาก
maps.
อะถ้า
Team
มันมีครั้งที่
Heretics,
3อะกูแบบไม่ไหว
floating
อะ
this, they have to.
กูเลิกเชียร์
Expect
เลยเว
this?
ทาน
Not
เลิก
at
แบบ
all.
มอง
It's
ว่ามัน
catching
เก่ง
everyone by surprise, and now everyone's starting to
อยาก
get
ให้
up.
กูเห็นครั้
Still,
งที่
Boo,
3 นะ
a little bit quiet on the board, but Boo again,
Không,
just
không.
opening this game up.
แม่งกากเลยอะเป็นคนที่กากมากๆอะ
Mini Boo
คนหนึง
getting his own voice lines, I guess.
Apparently so. Lev, here's a change. Aspas, the
มาแล้ว
timing.
มาแล้วอู้ทำไม่ดี
Didn't get seen.
ทำไม่
They
ดีครับ
have no
ปั๊บ
idea, but it doesn't
They
seem
know,
to,
they
oh,
know.
now, yeah, they absolutely, you're right. Rien's the one to punish. And left looking almost silly here. And it's bizarre to me. It's not something we know we know that Heretics don't lean towards this map. We know that LEV have had this in their map pool towards the top end. But right here, right now, we are seeing Heretics poised to take the lead. We question the form of Leviathan throughout this, I guess, tournament to an extent. We question Heretics towards the end of the online portion, qualifying to this, looking in slump potentially.
เขาอยู่ตรงข้ามเลเวทานตลอดไปมึงเป็นอีกหนึ่งทีมที่ขึ้นในแบ็คลิสต์กู
They're in form, but still, 8 apiece. Tex in the right place.
It's a good gamble read from Lev. They have that crossfire, but Tex re-aggressing because they have the numbers. This is going to be a huge play or a big blunder.
Feast or famine moment for Tex, and it's famine. Wu finds him instantly. There was a chance there. If things didn't go his way, and they don't, Mazino tries to make something out of it. Heretics taking the lead. Deep in what feels like up 9-8.
Lev surely needs to start
Did
using their
not
timeouts at this
need-
stage of the
They've
game. They
got
have
to.
to. They're letting this slip at the moment here. So many confident fights and so much aggression. And I wonder if that re-aggression from Tex in that situation, they had that gamble stack towards B. If he sits back yellow, he's got 2 other teammates to set him up. And they can deal with this attack. But instead, he presses forwards. His teammates can't trade him. Once he goes down, it's a 5-on-2. It goes from a situation where maybe you're only winning it 20% of the time, all the way down to like 5% of the time.
นอนหน่อยเร็วปัดมานั่นแหละคิดถึงช็อตที่มึงยืนอยู่บนไหมดีวนอยู่ในหัววนไปยืนทำ
Probably
อะไร
put them in a
วะ
false sense of security,
เอ้ยมันดี
feeling
แล้ว
like
หรื
they
อยัง
could get
นะ
away
ไป
with
ยืนตรงนั้นอะ
stealing candy from a baby. But right now,
คิดไป
the police are here and they're not letting it
คิด
happen.
ไป
The analogy was questionable, Josh.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
going to let you get away with it,
yeah.
but nah. I mean, we're still at a timeout. If you'd done it mid-game, I'd probably leave you with that. But yeah, 9-8. And the timeout comes in. We look at the economy as well. This is going
ทำส
to
มาธิ
be
ทำจิตใจให้สงบ
anything
ดี
for
กว่า
sheriffs and not much more than here, potentially, if they can work towards that. On the other side, of course, Mini Boo sitting on his, Boo one off from his. I mean, we're going to have one of those sort of rounds pretty soon, where everyone seems to have it. So, 10 potentially for Heretics. And that's when I start really paying attention. Lev might have to sit back and suffer in this one. Just that Guardian
เฮ้ยแบบ
in the hands of Aspas.
Yeah.
A drone actually got canceled because Rian's got shot in the toe. A little bit of 19 damage or so. Now, Team Heretics wait for that Viper wall to come back up so they can walk across here. Hopefully not get spammed in the process. Benji just holding this A space.
And Dizzy goes down as well, so Aspa still gets to hold the line. Sees something.
Very
so
good. But very good.
But one pick's not enough in this round, but taking away Wu is pretty important. It makes the plant more difficult. They have to put bodies behind it, and now they've got numbers leaning towards B. Aspas on patrol, on duty. Another target, but no confirmed push off the back. And King.
Benji starting his A-walk right now. Harbor Wall about to drop over towards B. But already the repositioning from Team Heretics, it's just Boo here trying to keep pressure, trying to keep the left players. But it's already a retake for Tex.
Yeah, and I'm also looking at Mazzino's timing. If he played down tube there, potentially there is still going to be the utility in the way though, so he's not going to get the freedom.
Hunter's Fury set up as well, in position
for
this tap.
He's so scary with this Sheriff though, but doesn't get the shot he needed. Benji going to create at least security on the site to try and facilitate the play. Com trying to deny by just buying time with his ult coming in. Lockdown going to come through as well, trying to create some sort of safety. But Heretics looking like they're about to secure the round here. It's forced a lot of utility. It forced a lot out from them. That's fair. And maybe it's not over yet.
หลังจากนั้นก็แพ้รัวๆเลยไอ้เหี้ยลาวที่ได้8นี่ไม่นับได้ไหมเขาโบนัสลาวเขาเนี่ยเขาจน
Oh, he's being such a pain. Really well done again by Boo. Credit here, just playing his life well, costing them time and potential towards the site. And the threat's been managed, and Heretics making it up to 10.
The back of the timeout, unable to get anything done there. As well, that's two ultimates, Harbor and Silva. Both.
หลอมเลยเยี่ยมหมดศรัทธาว่ะ
Again, Team Heretics is in the lead, finding these openings, really good pacing, understanding exactly when they need to activate and deactivate. Benji on the timing at A this round. He's done it already at middle once. Team Heretics taking a step ahead. LEV just too split up on their defense, not fighting together. That is the Blade Storm popped for Aspas. He is over towards B, and it's the same opening setup for LEV every round. And Team Heretics, they've been taking the same space. They've been holding the pushes at middle and B, waiting for LEV to get in the faces. LEV hasn't really pushed through all the way yet this game, but their defense holds. We talked about them on attack, shoulder to shoulder, 2-3-man swinging things together, getting those trades, but right now, falling one by one.
And it looked like Heretics were trying to maybe predict or expect some aggression off the back of that ult here. Especially when you're looking at where Benji was and to add to that Boo as well, but ooh. Turret stays up.
Zeno always positioned towards this boiler angle to deny that volley from taking out the turret, denies those late lurks from Benji or from Boo.
That's lovely. I think they're getting a good read of the approach now.
It's going to be tough. As soon as this Harbor Wall goes down, that's going to be the Viper Wall to be recycled in. But already...
We're trying to disrespect that, at least with the Dizzy. You see the stuns coming in. They've got the site. Yeah, we're going to have the Hunter's Fury coming on towards this as well. Kong going to just swing on it. Holding this site well. Mazzino has to respect the ult at the very least, but there's 3 players to try and handle, and they're not getting what they need.
ไปดีกว่ากลับบ้านดีกว่าปั๊ด
Rifle with King, but the ult on the site makes it hard to connect for Aspas. He doesn't get fair fights. Normally he doesn't need them. Right now he's being given nothing. They're not playing to his song by any means.
ที่ถนัด
And Heretics might have just teed up 11 here. Aspas another step closer, but a victim found, but a good trade. Boo keeping those numbers favorable, and King going to be forced back to heal. As 11 rounds is going to be carved to the board here. And I think a lot of us doubted this map, and rightly so. Off of statistics, off of history, out of anything we know about this. But as it stands, when you get to champs, that all goes out the window, apparently. It is 11 for Heretics, up against LEV on Icebox.
มันนำอยู่เยอะ มันเลยลองทำอะไรแบบ
Another timeout is available if LEV needs it. And at some point, they need to take it, because right now, nothing is connecting. Team Heretics leading by example on that defense, keeping them in the game, winning some clutches. Now on the attack side, calling perfectly the tempo, the pacing to open up the round, where they go in their mid rounds, the audibles that he's calling.
It's been a great game of calling, at least from Boo, to say the least as well. Considering how much impact he's having fragging-wise as well, it's very impressive. And now we're going to see LEV clutching at straws, struggling to get a grip on this game.
Initial pressure from Team Heretics. They broke that killjoy turret finally.
สายล่างมีต่อ
Rians with the
พรุ่ง
drone.
นี้นุ่นพรุ่งนี้สายล่าง
This is gonna force this fight. Lev, do they push through with it or do they back off as soon as they get spotted here?
แต่กูจะอยู่ตรงข้ามเลเวทานตลอดไป
Oh, they're so ready. They're ready for the aggression last round. They're ready for it again. The only thing that went their way was King finding Boo.
บู
That's
ม
it.
ขออยู่ตรงข้ามเลเวทานตลอดไป
Taking so much space here, making sure that plant will be secure.
กูจัดให้ไออัดปัดนี้อยู่ในเทียร์เดียวกับมิสเตอร์แฟนตาสติกแล้วกัน
Cove still available for this defuse.
มึงเป็นแฟนตาสติก2
So much ability for Team Heretics right now. And here comes the thrash.
ว้าย
Oh, Aspas
ไม่ดีจัด
I mean, he just didn't get the impact that he wanted, but maybe a chance made here. 2v2, and Mazzino hungry for the kill, leaving Rienz in a 1v2. Diffuse already started, he's been dealt with. Finally, Lev finds stability, pushing up to 9, but they are the ones trailing here.
2 ราวครับ
A little sign of complacency from Team Heretics
เอาแชม
in
พู
this
พี่หน่ว
post
งไปให้
plan.
โบ๊ทไหม
Didn't reset. They had so many abilities to work with. They had mollies, they had thrash, they had shocks. And instead of falling back and playing their post plans that we know them for, Sunset, Abyss, especially at that B site, they love these spam battles. But here they play up and they get spread apart. Aspas finding that opening, and from there, Lev converting multiple kills back to back to back. Team Heretics still in the lead. They just need to be able to get to the finish line here.
Chance made though.
ในด้านดีหรือไม่ดีเนี่ยบูมเทียร์เดียวกับซัมติงอ้าว
Tex and Aspas, very aggressive positions.
มิสเตอร์แฟนตาส
holding
ติ
the
ก
bottom well.
ดีไหมล่ะ
Aspas holds that belt line. Team Heretics with a dizzy, gonna pop off of this. We're a drone.
Last round, we saw Tex in this sort of position being forced off by that dizzy. This time an easier evacuation for Aspas, but a lovely re-aggress taking the space bay maze. Oh my god, wait, Heretics are fighting back and Minimo trying to, I don't know, trailblaze his way through the side itself. But Lev finally standing together.
เอาอีกแล้ว เอาอีกแล้ว
That would have been a 1v1 and it would have been untradeable. Now the timing is right. Leviathan reminds us who they are. This is their map. This is their choice. Well, that's Benji dead on the ground, 11 to 10.
Still timeouts. Still a few rounds left. Team Heretics is going to call it. Get the coaches involved. What's going on? They're getting the space at A. It's free. They're not really utilizing the map at the moment. They're not using middle. Benji went there a couple times early in the half. He's just sitting outside B. He's not really advancing in that situation. He sits around garage or he sits around spawn. He doesn't press up either. So right now, not a lot of information coming out, not a lot of pressure or threats dealt with. And Lev just hold their spots, and right now they're starting to fight back as well. Not necessarily with like insane setups or anything like that, but they're fighting together and they're starting to hit their shots. And that's going to be dangerous for Heretics if they don't have perfect plans. Right there, they tried a set piece, but they didn't need the set piece. They've been winning by making this push roll. Instead, they give a little bit for Lev to get back in the game here.
Yeah, starting to see Mazzino have that impact as well. Starting to see Tex. And again, it's not the Aspas show. It's not just this, you know. And again, Aspas will always, it feels like he'll always do it enough. He's always one of those players who will find value. But this, to me, has been held together by Tex and Mazzino. Those two have been spot on. Now, this is 2 rounds. A timeout has come in, and we've given a lot of credit to Nilzinho, to Weber, especially throughout EMEA, in their impact in these timeouts. So let's see what they've cooked up here. No ults to depend on. They are 2 away from the lockdown. That's the closest. On the other side, Lev still have Mazzino with the ult. They've still got the Viper's Pit with King. They've got a lot on the horizon. They are not out of the woods yet, Heretics. Even in the lead, Lev starting to wake up.
Looks like a maybe pace change from Heretics here, but a different wall coming out for the defense, slowing that B in the mid approach here.
ถ้าต้องรีเซลอีกไอ้มือลิซ่าสักทีนั้นไม่ต้องถืออะไรแล้วนะ
Rest towards middle here. Fake pressure towards A. Team Heretics
วันดีคืนดีถือจีโปขึ้นมาทำไงอะ
Push them off and then instantly transition back. And it's going to be a
3-2 split
towards that B site. B main being that first point of contact. They still have drone. They have that dizzy. It's going to be a lot of loud noise, but right now, only Benji gets spotted. He's the normal lurker. They shouldn't expect to double initiator towards B with this neon. It's going to sell everything they need to slip the gap through middle. Lev, I don't think they're going to be prepared for this at all.
ถือไอ้คางดำกูบอกเลยต้องถือคางดำจานโปรดลิซ่าคางดำเรียบร้อยกูบอกเลย แม่ง0,000ในเฮีย
Okay, he's still alive.
He might pop his pit as well.
Caught by the dizzy, but he gets back to safety. There's the push, though. Straight up middle, that is going to cut off any support. So it's on Mazzino. It's on King. They're on an island, and the support is still pretty far away. Benji, they're just on the other side of this pit here. King, he's waiting.
ติดเหรอติดก็ปืนตีหัวไม่ทิ้งเรียบร้อย
Heretics taking over the site as Aspas and Tex finally make it back through towards B. But by now, the site's under full control. Heretics showing off here. Benji's timing was fantastic
ทัวร์นี้ไม่รู้นะ
there.
เรื่องกฎพี่ไม่ได้อ่านอยู่ละพี่ขอตอบว่าไม่รู้แต่ทัวร์ไทยโดนปรับ
Very low, but they could still afford another buy. Lev looking for
โดนเตือน
an
ดีกว่า
opening
เรื่อง
into
โดน
this
เตือน
round to
เดี๋ยว
see if
เขา
they
ก็ไม่
can
ได้อยาก
go
ป
for
รับหร
this.
อก
If they don't get it in the
กฎ
next
มัน
5-10
ทำมา
seconds,
เพื่อ
they're
ให้
just
แบ
gonna
บ
fall back and
อย่า
save.
เลยอะไรอย่างเงี้
Right
ย
now, Aspas
ไม่ได้เข้มขนาดนั้นทัวร์ไทย
thinks he's got a chance.
แต่ก็เตือนนะโดนเตือนนะเอ้ย
Gonna back off now.
มึงอย่า
Finally,
ทำก็กูบอกว่าห้าม
switch up from Team Heretics in that situation as well. That timeout coming in, the coaches probably making that call,
แต่ทัวร์นี้ไม่รู้
seeing that gap.
They need these rifles as well for Lev. You're looking at the economy. It's something you were noting. It's getting a little bit close to the wire for some of these teams, but 12 is made for Heretics. At the very least, overtime secured here for them. For Lev, they're 2 rounds away. Now they are able to fashion a purchase. I think they've got everything they need, so that's one thing. But they are lacking in ults, anything else to kind of tilt those scales.
เหนื่อยเกิน
I'm looking at the economy. There's enough to purchase an op, but Aspas hasn't played with an op all game yet. And Team Heretics, yes, they have that Neon. Yes, they're using that some of that speed. They have that Dizzy and that drone. But also Benji and Boo. They're alone in a lot of these situations. It could be really strong for Aspas to pop this out and get in their faces. But right now,
เอาผมไปช่วยแท็กไหมดูเฉย
and again, another 2-on-2 spread apart for Team Lev. Team Heretics going back to what was working the first few rounds of the half, taking that A space.
เรียกหนุ่ยมึงสั่ง L มึงได้ XL อ่ะถ้าเรียกหนุ่ยมาช่วยอ่ะ
is actually working with King here, as well, really securing, making sure they're clearing those
บ้านข้างๆได้รับของอ่ะ
in this A hold, but it gets a little bit scary. Again, they may have good information, they are still held back by the utility.
It's a 5-on-3 though at A site.
ไม่แปลกอ่ะ
Not easy to overcome. There are the numbers here. Tex, will be noted on the Dizzy, on any of the utility that comes in.
Here come all the set pieces from the attackers. That Viper wall can isolate them, but Tex needs to go big.
He found a pocket to play in. He can only punish one. A good trade, a 2 for 1. Heretics going to be happy with that. Com is still backside. The lurk is on the way. Closing the gap now. They are surrounded here, Heretics. Players left and right, but Com needs to show presence, and he does. Takes away Rienz, and there, striking from the back lines is Aspas. Good trade for Benji. And this guy is ice cold. Takes away Benji, leaving it all down to Wu.
คือดีเลยครับ
เอ้ยยอดฮิต
Can he find a fair fight?
ยอดฮิตนะ
He's looking for one. Doesn't spot King
ตัว
here.
มันบั๊กเว้ย
Oh, this is a nice reposition. It's audacious from Woot. They don't have. Oh, there we go. He's been seen. Com just snapping up there to it. That flank was so important, and Com playing his life really well, still holding space on the site was so important.
The disconnect though for Lev on the 2 sides of the map, pushed up all the way through B. They know it's going to be an A hit. They have that cascade. It's going to go down, and all they have left is themselves, the 3 of them on that site in that Viper wall that cuts the site in half. But Tex is alone in front of it. If he doesn't get at least 2 there, his positioning is not good enough. And he only gets 1, he falls, his teammates fall, and the site goes down. That could have been a very bad way to go out of this map if you're Team Lev. Aspas coming in the backlines with King, save the day.
One more chance.
Team Heretics actually starts towards B this round.
อันตีคมดี
Every
นะ
round so
ไกล
far has
ด้วย
been towards A at the start.
มาแล้วครับ
Instant Hunter's Fury
นั่
as
นไง
well. Com
ตาย
is
หนึ่
so
ง
good at this. A blind send on
เรี
it,
ยบ
but it's
ร้อย
Mazzino
ไม่ว่ะ
with 2.
OT ว่ะ
Rienz does take him down, but it's good
OT
numbers for
ว่ะ
Lev as OT seems like it's on the
OT ว่ะ
horizon. Rienz and
ไอ้
Boo
ยาอันติ
though
คมแม่งดีเว้ย
talked a
มัน
lot
ไกล
about Boo and for the
หลบ
right
ยาก
reasons, but the
แล้ว
timing
บู
on Com
มา
here could be perfect.
อุ้ย
He's got it. Okay, I didn't know if he noticed the barrel or not, but he did.
ไอ้เหี้ยไม่ว่ะ
He's lucky they're sitting a little bit deeper to not get caught by that.
เวเลเป็นเหี้ยนี้มันตายยากจังวะเฮ้ย
He's had impact before.
เหรียญ
1v4 here. That's a lot to ask.
เหรียญ
แต่กูบอกตรงว่ามันควรชนะไอเลฟเนี่ย
Give us a real game between these two heavyweights from EMEA and the Americas region.
Tex has Rian's contained though.
Yeah, high low.
เหรียญเก็บปี
ตายหนึ่ง
Close.
ไม่ตายไว้เปรต
And they're just not giving him much. If anything, they're giving him nothing. Again, all the utility just being worked through. He's giving it a damn good. Oh my god. You caught me for a second there, but it will be OT. And this is the depth when you look at LEV, right? This is the capability we know that they can have. That resilience there, that ability to turn games around. We saw it at the very end. They were under the heel of the Heretic side. But now finding that resurgence. And again, got to give credit here in my mind. Zeno doing wonders for them.
Look at the
I told you it was
side.
mid B. I told you it was mid B. I told you it was mid B.
Told him it was mid B. The attack side right now is falling a little bit flat. I was talking about Boo. I was talking about his calling and his game plans. But towards the end of this game, the last 5 rounds, LEV has won 4 of them. And the only round that Team Heretics was able to pick up was off the back of the timeout, presumably where Niels or Weber came in and made that call.
Yeah.
So, switching the sides, Team Heretics back on the defense for this first round of overtime.
Okay.
Split pressure. LEV's going to push back A site, and there's nothing Team Heretics can do with the Cascade, the drone. It's just forcing them off the angle. It's all on Boo right now. We saw Aspas in a similar position. Got wrong on the 50-50.
What a gamble at a time like this.
He's got to be feeling it. There's no other way.
He was towards the top of the board. I don't blame him, but
that
there are 2 players.
That reclear towards A, though, spotted nobody. Boo.
Boo, are you ready? Yeah, okay, checked on. Really heads up work from LEV to be so diligent in every step they're taking.
That's actually really good for LEV right now. Because the drone, the Dizzy, didn't clear anyone. This dart now will, though. The jig is up. LEV, the fake is not working anymore. Boo, you need to keep your life, though. You need to back out. He's got his orb up, so he's going to be okay here. But now that LEV got spotted at lower A there, now they want to fall away.
You can see the read here. Benji already starting to come over to try and help Boo, but they are encroaching on the site. They're at the door. More than knocking, they're breaking it down. Spike's over here now, too. Boo trying to keep a little bit of space, but again, he can't fight too hard for this. He has to keep his life as well. CT might be overwhelmed here. Already Tex looking that way. Already looking at Aspas taking that space too. But Boo's still on the verge. Holding back sight at the very least. They don't know about CT yet. They've got to be aware of it. And I think Rian's going to try and secure this and make sure they know about Tex. But he's buying time. He's costing them this retake here. But Boo and Mini Boo in unison breaking back through. Aspas can't do it all. And Heretics going for the retakes. Might just take this one back as well. Come! We're being a 1v4. It ain't happening. Last in OT for Heretics.
Woot hasn't been hitting shots all game, but he sends up that Dizzy, lets the Dizzy shoot out, gets the blind on multiple targets right there. Team Heretics move together within the span of 2 seconds. 4 players go down for Team LEV, and right now they have to call that timeout. They're looking at that map win right here, 1 round away for Team Heretics. The name of the game right now has been Team Heretics. Their defense, they only got 4 rounds on that first half. They get that pistol going into that second half. Round by round, they crawl back. They get a little bit of buffer, but then they fall flat. They need that timeout to call that strat. Now that LEV calls a timeout, guess what? Coaches
bumped up.
They are really bumped. The coaches for Heretics can get involved now.
Let's
right the ship a little bit.
Let's go.
What is Heretics good at? They're good at these 5-man, hit the site, get that post plant, and spam them down. But on a map like Icebox, especially when you're on single controller, it's difficult to get in there. You're getting stalled out constantly. Viper walls, harbor walls, there's Killjoy utility, there's drone reclearing, and then there's Aspas just getting in their faces. So it's hard to get in, get that clean execute, and then fall back. And they don't have enough utility as well for those post plants. But I like what they are doing, trying to utilize middle. I want to see them utilize middle again here. If they want to close out the game, that's going to be their go-to. They know LEV starts 2-1-2 very often. Deny that molly on that boiler to take out that turret. Is it going to be the same opening for LEV? If so, that might be a good fight for Team Heretics to take. Go up and swing middle.
Still interested in what the approach is here, because LEV starting out with 4 players on the A side, leaving just 1. It's just King.
They're doing it, I think, just for the wall or the cascade. Then Mazzino's gonna peel off.
เกิดเหี้ยอะไรขึ้นเนี่ยไม่ยิงสักที 0-0 โอ้กากชิบหายเลยว่ะ
I'm so scared for King here. They've explored deep, that's fine.
โดนน้องใหม่ตบปะเนี่ย
really, really careful trying to defend his kingdom. falls away towards site and has to kind of do what Miniboo was up to, or excuse me, Boo was doing in that first round of OT, taking the space and playing it very well. Zeno
stepped.
Did
Benji notice it? I mean, we're in LAN. The audio is different here. It's hard in a live environment, and actually rewards across the map. Middle controlled, A controlled. They're eyeing up B. Walking in somewhat of the unknown. That harbor wall, denying information, vision, and any fights thus far. King sitting deep by Snowman. 2 towards site. That's going to be Mazzino and Com.
Not even sure if the wingman can get into plant, but he's going to walk up all the way.
Dizzy going to go deep here. Don't think that catches Mazzino. No, they're none the wiser. And the second attempt here going to come through with at least wingman. Hold on, they're clearing through the site. How have they done that? How is it? Oh, okay, King, that's not bad. The timing on that is great, but Tex could be the downfall of it all. Tex's timing is so good, but it's Rien's. This guy can clutch, but a 1v2 ain't going to be easy against 2 heavy hitters here. Tex and Aspas, the corner held. He spots one, not the other, and now he sees them both with Aspas. Keep it open live here for LEV in map 1. Diffuse going to come in and tie us all up.
The 2 highest rated players at the tournament, I think, if I was reading the stats correctly, just head to head right there, and almost a lineup coming in the favor of Rien's to close that out. But LEV are able to sneak that away. That was a 2K opening, a 5 versus 3 that needed to be converted for LEV, and it got so close. I love what Team Heretics did, though. They made sure that they got close. They didn't instantly send the wingman out. They got the 2 kills at the same time as the plant. Huge.
For the wall for no reason.
Well, accidents happen. 13-13, tied up, back and forth right now.
It's gonna be a long day, and I can't wait for it. I got nowhere else to be, and this is some damn good Valorant here. Pacey looks like towards A. Let's see if they try and actually go behind this. Com clears close, sees a whole lot though. They retake the space towards Maze, holding that corner just a second. But I think they're trying to feel out if there's real commitment behind this.
LEV definitely looked like they wanted to do a tempo change, to actually commit through. But once they got stalled out, the drone didn't get any value. They didn't find an opening there. They choose to back off. They leave, though. Tex inserted an A. That alarm bot to secure, to see if there's a re-aggression. But this bait setup at B, we have not seen this before from Team Heretics. Miniboo behind yellow. Boo gonna set him up for a multi-kill. Right now, Com, he has his dart. It's so important for Boo to break this dart so that Miniboo doesn't get spotted here. But
well, time to go.
As I say that,
time to evacuate.
But it's back to A now. Tex leading the charge.
Benji. Scene 1, he cleared the util as well, so they've got to be able to keep some sort of confidence that the hit's coming to this side. There's no further contact towards B. Already rotation from Miniboo, but Tex is at the door. And he wants to take this space. He wants that control. And the timing, their spacing was on the money. It was perfect before, and it might just be again. Benji with a good trade. Brings it back to a 4 apiece, but Aspas can only do so much. Time! We're down to 12 seconds. King in control. Gonna get the plant. But it's Boo still alive, and he's been clutch as hell. But the Viper's Pit is that. He's seen both. He's seen both. Boo can't do it this time. King reigns supreme as LEV finally take back the lead.
Boo's been so clutch and crucial for these guys, round after round. Finally, he loses out on the side of a clutch right now. Team Heretics, down around, they can lose the map right here. They have to call this timeout, get the coaches involved again. How are they gonna bounce back? They have their attack side. But everything's been these 5-man hits. Mid hasn't been working for them. Benji got inserted, but the tempo, the pacing is not there. Team Heretics, are they going to do something faster? Everything so far has been priming LEV for these A hits. When A hasn't worked, they've gone B. But again, it's all on the coaches right now to make this impact.
What a hard position to be in, and it's actually, it looks like Neil's taking most of the lead in the conversation.
They look calm.
Yeah. Again, if you're talking bigger picture, we didn't even think this would be a close map. I mean, it feels like we're kind of talking
especially 8-1 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you look at how this started, you looked at the veto, you thought, okay, map 1's probably going to be LEVs, that's fine. You look at the later map, well, that's when it gets closer. But actually, we've seen a very good game from both sides. Pretty electric, pretty high quality. And I mean, the caliber of both teams, you kind of expect that. But yeah, to see it in actualized is highly impressive. Right, LEV back in the lead. Heretics held down on 13. Timeout just hit. There's a set piece before coming out. Heretics, it was that kind of working through middle split. It was very nice. This looks different already.
We saw the same opening from LEV's defense last overtime round. But Team Heretics postured towards A this time. Benji over towards B. We haven't seen him take that duel yet. So it looks like Team Heretics might just do a big opening here. But Tex, so aggressive.
And he's rewarded with it as well. Mini Booba headed. And they can back away, knowing they've done so much damage so early on.
Wait.
Hold. Careful. Careful. He's outnumbered. That's the floodgates potentially open. They could evacuate. They could bail away from this if they want to.
4-4. This is where the mid-rounding comes into play. How are they both going to respond? Right now, the kill happened on the Viper towards B. Team Heretics, are they going to go back to B or are they going to hit towards A again here? LEV keeping that 3-man gamble stack here.
45 นาที 50 นาที ชั่วโมงอะ
Reaggress and reclear an area right now, but
ไหนทำอะไรไหน
it's a full commit towards B.
ไอ้เหี้ยมาม่าหมูสับ
still in play to stop that middle
อยากกินเร็วมาม่าหมูสับ
He's
น้ำ
got
ข้
his
น
turret as well. He hasn't placed this yet. He's going to go back and place this to deny any sorts of flanks right now.
Deep dart just came through towards A.
ชอบเลยอยากกิน
They've
น้ำข้น
got
ว่ะ
security knowing there's nothing
ชี
coming
ทมิล
towards
ไหม
the A side.
มือ
Got to hit this timing. Get that spike planted ASAP.
น้ำข้นมันใส่พริกเผาอะ
They're
ตัวอ้วน
so
เลย
worried.
อะ
They're so paranoid. There's still players here. The confidence starting to wane as now LEV are on the side. They've made it in time.
Full stack.
And you've got the rotation coming in. The flanks on the way, and already Benji's gone down. The plant is in place, but it's a 3v4, and they've no idea about Mazino. Now they do, and they deal with him quickly enough. A 2v3, but boost position. How much can we play this in? Do they have anything to clear this space? Oh my God, Aspas. They have no idea. Boost strikes, but can he hold back the rest? He'll need help here from Wu.
แล้วออกได้ด้วยโอ้โดนมีคอนเลย
The timing so
แล้ว
perfect.
วูดตัวนี้
And now we're in a 1v2. He
No
can't
way.
do it. LEV bringing them to their
โอ้ยยิง
knees.
แพ้ได้ไงวะ
คุย
Snatched away.
What can they do here? How are they going to bounce back? And it starts with a pistol.
Certainly does. So, see LEV on the defending side. Heretics. Easy Tiger on the attack.
Solo, 1 HP on Mazino.
Mazino is still alive though, and there's still 4 players. Now 3 as you can see Mazino backing away, but they've already got C control. Tex, nice try, but still, site's theirs.
Between Tex and Benji and that first map of Icebox, the Sentinels trying to overstay their welcome, go down early. Right now, it's going to be a 5 versus 4 post plan for Team Heretics. They love these situations. Rians has that space waiting for that flank, but it's not coming in. So good setup here. It's going to be mainly through Waterfall, but they have that breach set up. Mazino at that revolving door to create some sort of pressure, but it's going to be so difficult to break through, even with a 3-prong attack here.
Yeah, you can see the kind of stability being found. C's nade. Didn't get the value they were expecting. The horse very good though, and that does spur on the Leviathan, but time is ticking. There's just so many bodies in the way. There's not enough time for Aspas to do this. A valiant attempt.
เวลาเราจะดูไลฟ์ใช่ไหม
Hold firm.
A good effort for LEV.
หมายถึงแบบดูสตรีมวอตปาร์ตี้อะไรต่างๆ
Well played.
ถ้าเราไม่ได้ขอ
They had that seized. They had the paint shells for the retake. But Team Heretics, they got that info early. Rians spotted them, softened them up a little bit, stayed alive. The most important thing.
แต่ถ้ามาแค่เสียงอะ
allows everyone to get over to that C site, get that opening hit on the Tex, and then close it out.
ไม่โดน
Now, Team Heretics is in the lead. They're in the control of the game.
ห้ามมีภาพ
LEV opting to start with a very heavy stack towards A. Reach in a position to get a really good stun line off. It's going to secure them the space, but they're not going to get any kills with this. Team Heretics eyeing up that C site again. Spread default, waiting to see what sort of aggression comes in from LEV. Didn't really overextend at all on that icebox in terms of pushing through places. Maybe getting a little bit of a contain. Rian's down to 5 HP though.
Living the life Mazino had to deal with. Oh! That was like a heat-seeking missile right to the feet of Rian's. And now that's a man to the good. Hold on, maybe got something here. And Aspas and Com, they're not falling away from
ใน
this.
ทวิต
They're
มี
sticking
คน
around.
เคยจะตีมดูทุกวันยังไม่โดนอะไรเลยนะพี่
Position from Com's nasty too. Aspas can do a little bit of damage. They've read it really well. That's fine. They've dismantled that little
ไป
double
ยก
stack.
ตัวอย่างอย่างนั้น
Very heads up work. They've taken a lot of damage for it, or at least Boo has. So you've got to be a bit cautious about that. We are down to just the classics left though for Lev.
Keeping in mind, Team Heretics, they don't really do all that well deeper into the tournaments. They win this series, they're in the top 3.
30 seconds left.
มึงกำลังจะบอกว่าให้กูดูได้เลยพี่ยังไงก็ไม่โดนอย่างนั้นเหรอ
All the way, they've gone the distance. So it's on them whether or not they want to get another trophy under the belt, or if Team Heretics is going to, you know, finally collect that torch we're talking about, passing it from Fnatic, the veterans of EMEA, over to Heretics.
10 seconds
A
left.
big win here is going to set that up.
Spike planted.
Okay, Benji gonna find King. So far, I mean, I was looking to see if maybe Tex could cost them a little bit, but again, they could still lose Boo and they'll still be fine. The bonus will be preserved.
Looks like Mini Boo is the first point of contact, trying to get some more kills here to get closer to his showstopper. But at some point, Team Heretics needs to evacuate the site so they don't go down with that spike. They're choosing that spawn route to go to.
เอาใหม่
It's only Tex there with that Sheriff to stop them. But a good
เอางี้
angle.
Player standing.
Might
การ
find
ที่เรา
one.
ดู
That's really nice. Tex
โดย
is pretty
อะไรก็
solid
แล้ว
at
แต่
that. To be fair,
ที่
he
มัน
does
เป็นแบบ
take
วอต
down
ปา
one,
ร์ตี้
Boo get to pick up the weapon. Yeah, okay. So
ถ้าเราไม่ได้รับ
agree that
อ
they
นุ
will
ญาต
be
คือ
able
ผิด
to-
เอานี้ดีกว่า
The bonus will at least be somewhat protected
Repeat,
here. A
repeat.
little bit of danger to it. But the ult for Aspas is here early,
วอต
Josh.
ปาร์ตี้อะไรก็ตามไม่ได้รับอนุญาตคือผิด
Guardians up for the attackers. That means that some of these walls are going to be cut through.
แล้วมึงก็ไปเลือกเอาว่ามึงจะทำไหมผิดหรือไม่
Tree room at A on
And-
C side as well. There's a couple of angles there where you think you're safe, but
แต่
you're
ถ้ามา
not.
แค่เสียงเนี่ย
So
ผิด
Team
ไหม
Heretics
ไม่รู้
gonna
กูเคยท
set the tempo here, the pace
ำ
of
กู
the
ยังไม่
game.
เคยโดน
Going into this bonus round of
สำหรับ
theirs,
กูนะแค่กูพอ
that big showstopper
ใครที่โดน
is
ช่าง
over
แม่ง
towards
ครับ
that
กูไม่
C
เคย
site.
Okay, he's got out of there. Got a little worried that might have been punished at some point, but no one had pushed up this round, so unfortunate aspect of it. But King,
Dang.
okay. I mean,
Spike down. C.
I don't know if I'd say that was good enough on a bonus, though.
Probably not.
พวกปิง
Team
เกาะ
Heretics
ช่อง
is
คน
gonna
อื่น
get to
นี่
a
ก็
site for free. Those trips from Lev are over towards that B site. Same with that camera.
อ่ะ
But
ไอสัตว์มันอันเดียว
Paint
กับวอ
Shells,
ตปาร์ตี้ไปเลย
Showstopper still in play here, waiting for the teammates to come
ก็
to
มึง
Zeno.
สตรีมดู
Stuns
ไลฟ์
on
คนอื่น
cooldown.
ไอสัต
As
ว์
soon
อั
as
น
that
เดียวกัน
comes off cooldown, though, they're going to start comboing with the flashes. Right now, the spread coming out from Team Heretics. Some on the site, some off, taking that space towards Waterfall, getting in their faces a little bit.
That was helped out there. Wu gets to be played on off this. Aspas with a quick clear on Benji and Tex on the follow-up. It's Boo and Woot to try and dig their heels in. And Woot's position is nasty to deal with, but his HP is low. Down to only 38, but can he buy the time? Forced off the angle, forced to fight and forced to be cleared. It's Boo now in a 1v2. The Guardian, the guy was clutched before, but this is a lot to ask. A little bit of a high-low here to handle as well.
Oh.
Not enough in the tank this time around, but for a bonus, that ain't bad.
Damage done, and this is looking a lot like the start to their attack side of that Icebox game. But it's on them to be able to set the tempo here. This is their
เสียเยอะ
map
นะ
pick.
ใน
This
เว
is
ทาน
one of
มึง
their stronger maps, not their
อิ่ม
strongest
มื้อนี้
map, but
อิ่มจุก
it's all about that start. Looking to some of these other players. It was Boo's game last game, but we need to see these other players getting involved. Mini Boo, yeah, he's not. He's kind of in there in
กินอะไรดีวะ
a
คืนนี้
few different agents. Neon is probably
Yeah,
not one of his
yeah,
stronger
yeah,
ones.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
on Raze here to make a difference. But again, I look to Benji, I look to Rienz.
Yeah,
They're
Kim
really
Dong
playing
Yam,
off agents
Yam
as well.
Khun.
We usually see them on Cypher, on these.
Spot on.
ๆเพื่อนแม่งลุ้นจัดอะ
For now,
Okay,
very different
you
look.
made that
We
one,
do
I'm
see
a
a
little
shaky purchase from Heretics. We have the Judge coming out, 2 Vandals, and then the Sheriff and a Stinger. Woot has, I mean, we've seen some nasty shots from this position, so
โค้ก
keying the timing, real nice. Safety
Cork, yeah.
found, and he backs away. Good early work, man advantage, don't need to overextend now.
จัดไป
Good job working with that chaos as well, led from multiple different angles, like whack-a-mole. Nightfall for the defense side.
Oh, but the slip through from Miniboo. Mazzino's a wet, but the shot is sharp.
Nightfall for the attack side.
And from either side, headphones basically out at this point. Rien's the one to find Com, but King still holds. Still controls for now, but he's overwhelmed,
so
he's
low.
surrounded. So lucky to be alive.
Oh.
The rain shell's there, but it's Mini Miniboo to take him away, leaving Tex and Aspas.
ไอ้เหี้ยได้ลาวเมื่อกี้มาเสียลาวนี้
Towards top side.
คม
Timing right for Tex. Brings it to a 3v2. It's
เอ
manageable.
อเสียดายว่ะ
It's all on Aspas. A 1v2.
มาแล้วครับมิสเตอร์แฟนตาสติก
No time
มิส
on
เตอร์
this
แฟน
side.
ตาสติก
Double
แม่ง
peek.
พีคู่
Right.
โอ้โห
They get it. Nicely
เหี้ย
done
แม่ง
in
คุย
the end.
ดีว่ะ
Similar to what happened on Icebox, actually, LEV wins off the back of basically a thrifty. Team Heretics fights back here, and now the economy for LEV
กูอยากกิน
is
น้ำมะ
actually
พร้าว
in
ของ
the gutter. So Team Heretics
ของ
might have
บริษัท
accidentally found their footing into this game off the back of that.
ไม่เป็นไร
But
กิน
again
ยากเหรอ
here, these 5-man groups, that's the name of the game for Team Heretics.
Ah,
They're getting themselves moving together.
มันก็ต้องมีบ้าง
As
แหละ
long as they do these little things, like the double peek we saw at the end of the round there, as long as they do that together, they're going to be fine. Miniboo, very happy about that round.
ขอเขา
I mean, this game feels close, right? You've had some really
เขา
close
ขายของ
cut situations. We've got a 4-play stack over towards A. The Sheriffs, the Vandal with Aspas is so
ที่โรงงาน
dangerous.
อ่ะ
They're already held up here. No damage achieved until then. Reveal on position. They want to brawl here, and they're going to get it. Aspas leads away.
ไปโคโค่นัทอะ
Taken down at least. Woo for the trade out. Aspas sends
น้ำมะพร้าว
the showstopper, but it's
แต่ขาย
King
นอกอะแน่
to find the kill. It's a
ๆไม่น่า
3v3.
ไม่รู้มีไทยปะ
King's got
เอ้ย
the other two don't. But Texas
ไหนดูดิดูดิ
This is crazy that Team Heretics isn't pushing through anywhere. They knew that so many players were towards that A side. Off that Viper's pit, it's going to walk down this area. The alarm bot is going to trigger from that blue room. Now all the focus is towards heaven, towards waterfront.
แก้เกมแล้วครับเมื่อกี้เพิ่งส่งสำรองลงมา2
โอ้
คน
โหแล้วไม่ล้ำด้วยครับ ตัดหลังจากเวอร์จิล
Tex has his hat to get the info on the others. Benji,
ปั๊บปั๊บ
it's all on
ปั๊บ
you, buddy, right now.
แล้วมี
โซบอทไลน์
มาเล่นคืน
โอ้โหเหลือไอ้เหี้ยเหลือเป็นทุ่งครับ
Doesn't show his hand. The other two sitting by blue room, but Mazzino gets curious. We know what happened to the
ไอ้เหี้ย
cat.
สบายสบาย
Player
And
standing.
it's just going their way. They found some sort of safety, some sort of security after what was a highly volatile round. Looking back at the start here, Tech's just going to look to give it up to the Spike if he's, you know, that's the way it crumbles. But let's kind of roll it back to the start, Josh, because that was
ไอ้หนุ่ยมา
very
แล้วเหรอ
messy. And I'm not used to that from Heretics.
เงี้ยหวานดิ
Really, and I guess it is determined a little by LEV, wanting that sort of chaos to
แล้วดูดิ
shoot.
They're not pressured by these chaotic rounds all too often.
เรียบร้อยเหี้ย
Go and just get their side exec off.
ใต้ตีนไปแล้วครับ
From whatever piece of
อย่าง
util,
นี้ อย่างนี้
they
แช
wait
ท
and they
แชท
go
รันปะเนี่ย
again,
เฟ
or
ซ
they
รัน
switch
แล้ว
to
นะ
the other side. Right now, they actually have to get down in the mud, fight it out at rubble, disjointed. Miniboo on his lonesome, gets
เกมยังไม่
killed,
จบอย่า
gets
เพิ่ง
some
นับสุด
shells
ทหาร
down, create a little
เดี๋ยวแม่ง
buffer
เพิ่ม
so
ไป
we
อีก
can
3
go for more.
เพิ่มเป็น
But Team Heretics is coming out on top in these mid-round situations. Another slow opening.
Yeah, looking to see how they deal with mountain control here, because this time around it's Aspas.
เละ
on
เล
the
ย
side.
แมนยู
May have noted that Tex was very quick towards that door potential, maybe just
สวย
going
เล
for
ย
a
เหี้ย
check.
แม่ง
But
เผื่อ
one way
ยิง
still
เลย
in play. Boo gonna send Aspas back. So clearing through the opening space. Also towards A, we are seeing an individual effort, and they just don't expect that to be real. Oh, the timing!
แม่งกัดพอดี
Com
ไอ้
gets
เหี้ย
away with murder. There, it felt like the
Ui.
timing was right, and look at this anti-air
โอ้
setup.
ดูแถบดิ
Heretics, after they lose that A space, might want to go C here. But they can make a little bit of pressure towards B, open that revolving door, make some sort of pressure. Right now it's going to be so hard to get through. Mazzino has that stun. He's at waterfall. The crossfire is set up. If the stun comes
Check
out,
side
it'll be
ba?
perfect and break this attack.
Let's
check
the
ว่ะ
perfect place for this. Three of them
เหี้ย
here.
แล้วไง
Tech's going to be revealed though, and Miniboo takes his head. Aspas on the trade and tries to fall away.
แล้วมึงวางแถบแต่มึงไปเล่นใกล้ๆ
Mazzino trying to buy him a couple of
ไอ้
very
เหี้ยแถบ
precious
เอ้
seconds.
ย
Takes a look down towards
เอ้ย
Maybe
ไปเล่นหน้าแถบ
clearing, and he does. Confidence being displayed.
โอ้
Lev fully in control here.
And again, like the previous round, they need to get some sort of space going on. So they tap the spike. They're moving actually towards A. They're going to break the door down. They'll have an open sight. They don't know about it. They should move
นาย
together.
ธนาคาร
Right
CEO
now, Benji
Bitcoin
peels off.
เหี้ยตัวจริง
Don't
นี่หว่า
want Boo to get onto the site.
Okay, lucky enough, you get that. Now Benji's timing could be perfect, or it could all be for nothing.
Ooh,
You can see
Benji.
that Lev know there's a chance.
yeah, Benji.
That's all that Aspas needs.
คานมาโดนอัดปัดเม็ดเดียวเลย
And 1v4. Hey, Icebox, he was good. 1v4 good?
เหี้ยแม่งดุจัง
I
วะ
don't know. They're already starting to clear through by door. Hello. Yeah, you can see
Too
where
hard.
the trouble happens. There's not a chance in hell. Lev
คิดว่า
really
ฮิวติก
solid
จะ
there,
พลิ
but
ก
it
ช
felt
นะ
like
แล้ว
Heretics
นัดที่แล้วนั่งดู
didn't want to adjust around C. It felt very
okay.
headstrong on approach, and it was very red at that
สำนัก
moment.
หนุ่ยให้อะไรไปอ่ะ
Again, these
2-1
rounds are
ครับ
getting really sloppy before Heretics is able to get into the
อ
site.
ย่างนี้ไม่เข้าเป้านะ
get
บอก
whatever
ก่อน
plan they had off. They're getting disrupted. Lev is doing a really good job.
2-0 ก็ได้
And
เลือก
I
น้ำเหมือนกัน
love at the end of the round there, the fundamentals from
When I saw
Lev,
the eye, I'm like, I hope he
understanding
breaks
the
it.
4-on-2,
Fuck, I couldn't tell what's
waiting
under.
for the
it's
push
okay.
from
You
Benji,
do it in
trying
the
to
worst
equalize,
spot ever.
isolate a fight, catch someone in the back, moving together after they kill him, make sure that they're not, when they win the round, they're doing it with 3 alive. Right there, they get it with 4 alive. Beautifully played. Team Heretics.
ไอ้ซีรีส์อาร์เคนมันหลุดมาเหรอ
I'm looking to see if they can
Hard
string
to get,
rounds together though. Aggression over towards Mound looks like they're
มู
พี่
น
กับซีรีส์อันไหนหลุดกว่ากัน
เหี้ยอะไรวะ
like to get cut off by the door. But
ซีรี
this
ส์
time
ที่เน็ต
around you
ที่
got
ไม่
Tex
โดนแฮก
watching
อะ
that. So I quite like this
Wait,
adjustment.
Benji?
Hold on,
ซีรี
this
ส์อะไร
is a problem.
ไอ้
Benji.
อู้
อาร์เคน
That is unbelievable. I thought
but-
Tex was holding that.
This should be as instant speed up.
Ooh.
Heretics never does this though. They always pause and hesitate, and sometimes they miss their timings as a result of that. So it's on them to make a perfect decision here. Move together in this mid round because
Hey,
Lev
no time,
has
hey,
done
Bjorn,
such a good job in some of these
Okay,
situations with gambling correctly, being in the right spot, and Tex on this reaggress.
ยี่เบนจี้สเปรย์โคตรบ้า
About
เลย
feast or famine.
เมื่อไหร่เอา
Let's see.
ทวินฟิลิปลงแน่
Too
Sorry.
many targets. A nice try, but it wasn't going to work out. They're going to at least have a good idea where Mazzino is, but it's calm. Individual efforts aren't going to win you this round. No one able to bail them out.
Mong.
And Heretics?
ไอ้มาร์ติโน่มาหม่ง
This
ต่อ
ball moving at least in their direction. This does feel bizarre though, because that didn't feel like a Heretics round either. That felt very up in the air.
Liverpool
A little
ช่อง
dependent on
อย่าง
Benji
FIFA
doing well in that situation, which
เฮ้ย
he
เก่ง
did.
ขนาดนั้นเลย
Again, another chaotic situation. Before they're able to move up, get that C mount control, get that orb, and start
Benji
to
มัน
develop
สเปรย์
the
โดน
round
ตัว
where
สองได้
they
ไงวะ
execute
เวอ
on
ร์
the
มากอะ
site. Lev presses the issue.
Almost blind
They
there, almost blind
try to
there.
fight at
Come
Mound.
to
They open the door. Benji's like, wait, what do I hear? Turns around, catches 2 on the side with a off the back of the paranoia. So great opening for Team Heretics in that round, but it hasn't been going in their favor every round. Sometimes Lev gets the better of Heretics on these chaotic openings. That's really the name of the game at the moment.
And you do feel that if it does kind of devolve sounds like it's a negative, but it's not really. But if it does break down into one of those sort of muddier games, you got to feel. I say that. I'd say that Lev look better for me in those moments. They play a really nice brawly style at times. Maybe it's just because you got someone like Aspas who's just gonna knock you out half the time. But it's not like Heretics are slouches. You've got Mini Boo on the side. You've got some big players there as well. But I am impressed with Heretics so far for keeping their cool in this one because Lev have been very, very divisive with all their aggressive looks here, the mound approach, the play towards rubble we've seen. They've started to really press the issue.
We're seeing that same sort of chaos, though, also reflected in the scoreline. The back and forth. You get 1 round, I get 1 round. You get 1. Constantly into the 6-3 scoreline.
เฮ้ยจอห์นโอเซนไปเที่ยวไหนอ่ะเอาแล้ว
Buffer is from that missile round and that second round
ไอ้
conversion
นี่
as well.
เที่ยวเก่ง
These
นะ
are
มึง
sloppy. You're right.
ไอ้
And
จอห์นโอเซนนะไอ้สัส
maybe this timeout tells them to play the game a little bit differently, but again, Lev, they started with a 4A setup here.
Going for
Last
a
time we
fight.
saw this was on their
Yeah,
low
yeah.
buy.
Yeah, and it got pretty close, I want to say. You got the C's nade combo.
Sees, paint shells, stun as well. Team Heretics has all the info they
Yeah.
need to go B.
Yeah, and they've done this quicker. We were
แพ้
talking about
ล่า
timing
เนื้อ
before,
จัก
they
เอ้า
don't do this too quickly. And I like Mini
ไปนคร
Boo's
นายกเนี่ย
second to pause.
แพ้ล่าเนื้อ
Because then he gets a fight like that, but where's the trade? Where's the support? There's none. Com gets
อุ้ย
his way back
อันติ
in.
ดีจัด
Boots in danger. That's a
อู้
huge
บู
win.
ทได้ไงวะ
Still somehow hits that shot. Benji couldn't crawl away in time as King claws him back. Now Rienz and Boo up against Tex and King. They've got another
เอ้า
they
เฮ้ย
evacuated
กู
to.
ดิ
This isn't ideal.
รออะไรอะพี่
They've got to try and deal with them here. Boo making a run. They can get on this.
Orb is on the spike. He can connect the smokes together and get in there, but the defuse is coming.
There's no time. Surely there's no time here. Yeah, Tex knows it. Wait.
He caught it.
ไอ้คิงมึงแพ้ได้ไงวะ
At A, decide to come back towards
ไม่
B,
เก่ง
but
เว้ย
again, if you're going towards B here,
กูเสกกู
come
เก่ง
at you
กว่า
from 3 different angles. Will they use that revolving door, create any sort of pressure? Are they going to push through to
Yeah, well,
waterfall?
we
Is
say
there
it.
some sort of read that I don't know about?
แม่ง
Great timing on
เล
those
ขไม่
paint
โดน
shells.
กูทำไปตอนไหน
How does he know to use it then?
Ah,
Maybe the smoke
nigga.
timing from the attacker side.
Could get some pressure here though. He's got support, and now the door going to be tested. You're looking at the likes of Benji to try and hold back the flood.
แล้วมันมีไฟเรียบร้อยเวลา
Look at the HP being dwindled down.
เรียบร้อยแล้ววิ่งกันป่าแตกเลยครับ
However, HP back up. They got to go back towards B, and you can see what Woot's trying to do. Tries to fall away, but now down to 10. Heretics.
โอ้แม่งทานนี่กลายเป็นดี
Wait,
เอาเฮ้ย
wait. The spike carrier went down.
โอ้ยเหรียญมันมายิงได้ยังไงครับน่าแล้วเพื่อนอยู่ไหนหมดล่ะครับเอ้ยเกือบแล้วครับเลเวทาน
They let that down to the last second and then just ramped it up.
That was getting so scary. 18 seconds left. The Viper orb timing coming up. That Killjoy Molly on top of it can't break through. But Team Heretics, they're running 2 players through waterfall there.
ผมมาเที่ยวเล่นน้ำมีความสุขมากๆแต่ผมมีอะไรถามพี่ผมจะแบกหินกลับแคมป์ที่เขาได้ไหม
ไม่ได้
Again, we have a game on our hands.
กดที่แคมป์คือห้ามคนนอกมานอนครับตาลไม่ได้
Yeah, and if Heretics can't control him, then Lev can close the gap. They can bring this back. This could be a 2-0. Stacked, however, yeah.
Boo, he's got
เดี๋ยว
his
พี่
Hawk.
ไปนอนแคมป์คืนหนึ่ง
I don't know what other abilities they're going to use. They just have to swing together. They just have classics at the moment, a paranoia as well.
วางแผนไว้
Looks like Woot
เห็น
is
พวกมัน
ready
ออก
to
กำ
do
ลั
it,
ง
but
กายเลยแบบอยากไปจอยด้วย
spots them.
Lev, I love this kind of
พวกนั้น
tempo
เริ่ม
change
ออก
as
กำลั
well.
งกายกันละ
Very aggressive. You know, again, if you roll your mind back into the starting round,
เดี๋ยวไป
towards
จอย
A,
เดี๋ยวไป
having
จอย
that brawl, willing to do it here, very
คืน
composed.
นึงก็
Looking
ได้อ
to
อกกำลัง
wait
กาย
for
กับมัน
any
2
sort
วัน
of pocket plays, any sort of set pieces, really nice. The fact that they kept that sat deep.
ได้อย่างนั้นต้อง 2 คืน
gear
เอาตายไปเนี่ยโอ้โหอยู่ข้างบนไม่ตายอุ้ยแล้วแม่งไม่เช็คแล้วอย่างนี้แม่งไม่เช็ค
เอาไปคอนโดผมแทน
Especially after seeing the kind of
อะไรมึงไม่มีคอนโดแล้ว
the horn coming through, the crowd, everything. You're thinking it's a
มึง
stack. You're thinking it's going
เก็
to
บ
be
ของ
trapped
ออกมาแล้ว
there.
นี่
And again, doing the due diligence. You like to see it. A nice try re-ends. And rinse and repeat. We go again. Lev, this is really nice. If you're going to talk about them in their chaotic moments, you've got to give them credit here.
สาบุมนับด้วยถึงเดือนไหมเฮ้ยถึง
A great read by Lev there.
ไอ้บัตมันไม่ได้ออกครับ
was in play.
ไอ้บัตมัน
Off the back of the camera from Tex out A, getting the information. Hey, they're not here at all. Be careful. Go slow.
That's nice.
กูเห็นมันก็ไปออกกำลังกายอยู่พักนึ
Pulling
ง
it
นะ
back, they need to convert this bonus if
แต่
they
กู
want to
เห็
get
นดู
even
จากการแดก
closer.
แล้วมันไม่น่าออกสักเท่าไหร่
Heretics still has that lead.
วันนั้นไป
The
ไป
game
ถ่าย
so
งา
far
น
has been very
เขา
chaotic.
ถ่าย
It's been a lot of these very
ถ่ายงาน
early
ที่
fights, but
ที่
that's
ที่
not the style that Team Heretics likes to play on their
ที่
defense
บอ
side. They like to
มี
sit
พี่มี
back,
บัต
have
มี
these
พี่
trap
อะไรอย่างเงี้ย
setups, force the enemy
เขา
to
ก็
actually
สั่งไอ้นี่มาให้กิน
and then
ใช่ไหม
go
เป็นส
through
ปอน
retakes.
เซอร์
That's what
They
they're
did left
doing.
side,
ปุย
but I
เตะ
don't trust even in my shadow and I cleared him.
พี่ไม่กิน
Team
เพราะว่ามันมี
Heretics
น้ำตาล
set the tone
ไอ้เหี้ยนั่นนี่ก็ล่อกูไปด้วย
You're on
ซัด
our
สอง
playground
ออก
right
กำลังกาย
now. You play by our
เรียบ
rules.
ร้อยคนออกกำลังกาย
Aspas is 20-9, and the closest player in his team has got 8 kills. He's quite good at this game.
ไม่แดกเหรอแม่งบอกเดี๋ยวกูแดกเอง
Pleasure to get to watch him play. We don't often get to see it, obviously. Hands on. Looking sharp here today.
The walk up middle, though, at the same time as this Lev
ที่ปรับตัวจังวะ
using C as a little bit of a fake. They're going to probably go through the revolving door, but
ขวา
Rien's
ซ้าย
Oh,
ไอ้คิง
in case they needed a little bit of luck on their side, why not? And they're going to
บั
go
ตมัน
on this.
คุมอาหารไม่
I
ได้หรอก
like that.
จริง
Just
มัน
instinctive play, smart approach, heads up, reactive, and it works wonders. Look at
ยาก
this
กว่าการ
guy.
ออกกำลังกาย
Reigning
ให้
supreme.
แม่งได้ทุกวันแม่งคือการกินนี่แหละ
Massive impact. The back of a blind shot that
แล้วไม่รู้
worked.
พวกที่ไปออกกำลังกายพวกนั้นมันกินกันถึงหรือเปล่า
Now they get the plant too. Boo and Woot, irrelevant to this round.
นอน
converted
ถึงห
bonus
รือเปล่า
for Lev.
การออกกำลังกายคือการ
Save
ทำลาย
from Team Heretics.
Look how close he is to his ult as well.
การพักผ่อนและการกินคือการเสริมสร้าง ถ้าพวกนี้มันทำไม่ถึงอะ
Must be nice to have an Aspas in your team.
แม่งก็
Must be nice.
ไม่ได้คุยอะไรกลับมา
How do you lose? But
แหม
They weren't
ฟังเยอะ
losing all
ฟัง
that
เยอะ
often
เป็นไง
until, you know, was it
ฟัง
Trace
เยอะ
happened?
ฟังเยอะฟังเยอะอีก
Pretty
กู
good.
เก่งอีก
True. Right now,
เก่ง
though,
อีกกูไปเก่งแล้ว
showing why they're veterans.
ฟังเยอะ
That championship level quality coming through here. Team
ห
Heretics.
รือว่าหัวตา
They
ราง
are
จริ
the
งหรือ
rookies,
วะ
and they're showing so much
เอ้
determination and grit. But they're starting to slip a little bit. Icebox, they had Lev on the ropes a couple of different times.
ลอง6 ชั่วโมงพอไหม
Turned it around and stole
เขา
it
บอกให้
away.
6 ถึ
Team
ง 8
Heretics, again, in the lead on Lotus. This is
พี่ว่า
one of
6
the
เลยไหม
stronger maps
ต้อง
here.
8
They needed to be
8
looking
กำลัง
to
ดี
close this out. So losing those first
ไหน
players
จะส
at
ภาพ
the
แว
start
ด
of the
ล้อม
round
ที่
there,
แบบว่า
not looking pretty for these guys.
เราไม่ได้นอนแบบ
Gonna have to do
ก
a
ลาง
little
คืน
bit of
เรามี
inning
นอนตื่นเช้าเอ้ย
Maybe
มีนอน
even
แบบ
let Lev get up
ช่วง
to that
6 โมงถึงเที่ยงอะไร
8-8
เงี้ย
tied score line.
เรารู้ตัวว่าเราหลับอะแต่จริงๆมันไม่ได้สนิทสภาพแวดล้อมมันแบบ
Can they make LEV play by their rules, or is LEV
เห่าบ้างอะ
be able to run
ไอ้เหี้ยคนในบ้านกวาดบ้านดูดฝุ่นบ้างละอะไรอย่างเงี้ยสนิทแต่ร่างกายเรามันไม่สนิทมั้งเขาว่ากันนะ
สนิทหรือไม่สนิทมาหาผมเลย
Takes at least
เดี๋ยว
control of the
ไป
corner and then
รอ
over towards Rubble.
กินนู
ไป
ลา
แน่ไอ้เหี้ยแล้วถ้าไม่แจ่มแบบปากนะไอ้สัตว์
Wait for a fight, and if you're Heretics,
เย้
เดี๋ยวเพื่อนฝากทีดิ
เฮ้ยใครทุบอะไรอ่ะ
ไม่ตื่นเลยอ่ะ
This push I'm seeing by Miniboo getting really aggressive on that mound line.
แล้ว
He's
ผม
the
ตื่น
only
9 โมง
player
พี่ตื่น 9 โมง
between
แล้ว
the attackers and that C site. Right now, Team Heretics
ผม
just in
ก็ออก
a
กำลัง
little
กาย
bit of
กินไม่ถึงแน่นอน
loose
พยายาม
flexible
กินเยอะ
setup
ขึ้น
towards
นอน
that
6
A
ชั่วโมง
and B.
แต่
Not
รู้สึก
really
ว่าแข็งแรงขึ้น
anticipating
ดี
this,
เกินขึ้น
and
นะ
once Miniboo goes down there,
มันดีกว่าคน
that
ที่
site
ไม่
could
ทำอะไร
be
แล้ว
opened
โด
up.
นตั้มไว้
มันไม่
เดิ
แพ้
นผ่านแล้ว
Looking to
ที่มึง
kick
รู้
up
สึ
the
กดี
pace and take this off the back of that kill on this player.
มันตั้งมันเป็น
So
ต้อยดิใช่ปะ
extended forwards and
ผลลัพธ์ที่มึงได้มา 100% อาจจะเหลือสัก 60% 70% อะไรอย่างงี้แต่มึงได้รับอยู่แล้วมึงเข้าใจไหมมึงได้รับ
so
อ
you
ยู่แล้ว
can't play against these guys like
เหมือน
this.
กันนักเล
They
ง
were made for this sort of
กล้าม
chaos.
อาจจะไม่ใหญ่ขึ้นแต่มึงแข็งแรงกว่าคนที่นอนอยู่เฉยๆแน่นอน
Under all that pressure, and it's dwindling. There needs to be a timeout for Heretics because Leviathan have turned up in this
พูดแล้ว
half.
แต่โชว์ไตเซ็ป
Sharp as hell. A scary
เฮี
prospect.
ยแม่งเขามีแต่โชว์ไบเซ็ปกูโชว์ไตเซ็ป
Locked in, ready to go.
กูฉีก
Scoreline will be back. All even. Benji,
Oh.
come on.
เฮ้ย
What? Are you gonna shut me up?
ไม่เอาแล้ว
I'm down to learn my lesson, Benji. But how are you gonna find the last
แม่ง
two?
กลัวเลย
'Cause
เฮีย
Suddenly they thought the round was done. Brought back to attention.
ตักเตงตัก
Mandel
เต
in
ง
hand. He's running low on time and he knows it. 5 seconds, or not 5 seconds, 5 bullets now, down to 3. Valiant attempt.
So close.
Oh.
Damn nice attempt. You
Benji.
gotta give credit where it's due. He tried damn hard for that one, but 8 apiece, Josh. Surely there's a timeout for Heretics now.
I would
ไม่ต้องมาพิมพ์บอก
have
ไอ้
to
ลงตาม
agree.
บูมบอกรวยไปละ
Still have theirs.
แล้วก็
They
สวน
had
บูม
such control of
รวย
that first half.
จังเลยขอบคุณครับอะไร
Smiling,
เงี้ยไม่ต้อง
happy.
มา
They
พิมพ์
know they're in control.
เนี่ยตบหน้าให้ด้วยไอ้
The
เฮีย
body language of LEV in previous matches as well hasn't looked this good. It's been
รวยจัดอะแต่ไม่ซับ
Not
happy,
tense,
not
yeah.
smiling, tense. Yeah, you can feel it in the air in the room. And Team Heretics right now leaning on those coaches for their experience, for the a different perspective, maybe icing the players out a little bit just to keep them calm, remind them of kind of where they're at,
ไม่ใช่ไม่ได้หมาย
remind
ถึง
them
มึง
of how
ไอ้
they
กา
got here even.
มันมีอยู่แล้วไอ้พวกขาจรที่มาพิมพ์อย่างเงี้ยในวันที่กู
It is
พิ
a
ม
very
พ์แบบว่า
different
สมมติ
environment.
สมมติ
As much as Heretics
วันนี้
have
มัน
been
ตรงข้ามกูหมดเลย
obviously
ขอบคุณครับพี่สวยพี่บูมเลยจังเลย
a very strong team as of late. The caliber
แล้วแม่งก็ไม่ได้แทง
of
ด้วย
LEV is
แม่งก็แค่แซะกูไปงั้น
quality. I mean, we have champions, winners in that team. We have the highest caliber possible.
แล้วกูอยากรู้จริงไอ้รวยของแม่งอะเท่าไหร่เชียร์
They're cool under all of the scrutiny, all of the
ร้อย
high
บิน
tempo
ละ
rounds,
50
they're
เป้า
fine. And you've got Aspas having a nutty game. Right, and on the other side, I don't think anyone's slouching from Heretics.
เดี๋ยว
But
แม่ง
what
ก
are
ระ
you
จน
meant to
แล้ว
do when
ไอ้เหี้ย
Aspas is up on
มึง
23 to
เอา
10?
บัญชีมึงมา
Like
ดู
how
ดิ
you meant to stop a superstar
บัญ
having
ชี
these
แอ
sort
ค
of
เขา
games?
ไอ้ที่มึง
It's
เล่น
also
เล่นอยู่อะ
difficult when you switch your
ไอ้เหี้ย
composition.
แดกของกูไป
They're
ตก
taking
ข้ามไปเล่น
the
บาคา
composition
ร่า
of
เรียบร้อยหมด
Fnatic
ตู
runs.
ด
This isn't why Team Heretics has been running all year.
Absolutely.
They had that breach in the mixture. They weren't on that
Yeah.
double controller.
Huh?
So maybe finding those adjustments is more difficult as
อัน
they
นี้คุย
still
เรื่องอะไรกัน
don't
นะ
have as many reps
Yeah,
on this
yeah.
composition.
อ๋อ
Yeah.
คุยอะไร
But
พี่
also, they should be used to playing
Joke now.
against the breach
Oh,
combo.
แม่
It's true. That's a
They should
very
have the
good point.
answers, yeah.
แต่ต้อยกันนิดหน่อยไม่เอาไม่เอา
You're not wrong with that.
เฮ้ยไม่อยู่
But
ก็โดน
let's see what the timeouts cooked up. It's generally that it's been quite valuable, actually. Niels and Weber coming up with some really good concepts for them, giving them a couple of rounds here. Earlier info on this C-take, and we do have a play now posted beside Benji. But Aspas is in the door. How much can one man do? That's the start. He knows there's another. He flies on in. He sprays him
ตบด้วยอะไร
down.
อ่ะ
Aspas ripping and tearing
Showstopper.
through Heretics. Can Miniboo do the same back? Not right now. Has to peel away, but at least does some damage.
4 versus 3. Spike's still not planted, and Team Heretics inching up, looking like they want to take the fight early, but the stun's going to force them off. The play's going to go down. Miniboo can still spam it.
พอครับ
They're trying. Firing squad didn't land. Mazzino
มี
lives,
อยากมีชีวิตอยู่บนพวกเนี้ยไอสัตว์
closing the gap. And actually a TP towards site.
Good
Got the
crossfire.
paranoia. He's got the smoke in too, but they've got 4 players here ready, posted on the site itself. They have no idea about this. They may know about 1 or 2. Good paranoia could be everything. That's fantastic, but can they do the damage? The answer is absolutely and resoundingly no. Leviathan still in charge, taking another round into their hands.
And a beautiful post plant as well from Team LEV. The way that they all sat around that elbow area. Calm had his horn in his hand, ready for that. They knew, okay, there's going to be a smoke, there's going to be a paranoia. They're going to come in with this, and then I'm going to use that haunt. Even if you guys get paranoia, guess what? You're going to be able to see them. I'm going to scan them. So great composure there at the site, playing together side by side.
Shout out to the replay team and shout out to you for noticing that. Love that. Got a little lost in the sauce, but even Asper's happy with it. But that's completely broken the money of Heretics too. You're down to Sheriffs here. A couple of ults coming up soon, but you're going to start feeling that this game is slipping away from you. We thought this veto would be kind of mid to back loaded for Heretics. Map 1 would have been very strong for LEV, which eventually it was, but they had a very competitive series on. This is slowly being taken away from them. You can kind of feel it in the water. There's something happening here. The momentum firmly in the hands of LEV, especially after that round.
Economy being broken, not a problem. Team Heretics can rebound. Spirits being broken, different story.
Can they keep their heads held high? Right now they're being ripped off by Aspas predominantly. A pivot towards B. Tex holding to try and catch any stragglers making it through on the rotation. Nice. Oh, and clean from Tex. Any boom, woot. Looking irrelevant to outcome. Tex, go and walkabouts and getting rewarded. This could be the downfall of Heretics right here, right now. Leviathan are literally getting a stranglehold on this game. Double digits made and in touching distance. Look at the streak of rounds. It's been 6 in a row for LEV.
Team Heretics is usually so good at doing retakes, but right now they're not playing their game. LEV is controlling everything, forcing this chaos, forcing Team Heretics into these unusual fights. They're not used to it. They can't convert it. And right now, LEV is just prying them apart from the inside out.
This is the difference between the good and the great. Leviathan showing depth, capability, tempo changes, everything you want to be seeing, and the superstar performance from their superstar. But it's not over yet. Couple of ults here in the hands of Heretics. The LEV showing early presence towards A.
That lockdown is going to be a huge tool to use in a retake right now. But Rien's in the site.
หวานเจี๊ยบ 2-0
Maybe going after this 5. His teammates way too far away to help him, and here comes the Rolling Thunder. Benji actually gets affected by it.
And he goes down. Look at this player by player. They
โอ้
are
ย
dropping the
2-0 เหมือน
site
ลิเวอร์พูลเลยว่ะ
waving the Leviathan flag here.
No way.
Oh, come on. It's so clean. It's so good.
โอ้ยดูเร็วจังไอ้เหี้ย
It is falling.
ไอ้สัตว์เหี้ย
I'm their coach. If I'm the IGL, I'm calling another timeout if I got one, because this game is falling away from you. You thought you had a chance. You thought wrong.
ไหนวันนี้ปกคมไหมวันนี้ปกคมไหมขอดูปกดิปกขึ้นอะไรนะ
Getting bumped out of position off this Rolling Thunder, moved away from the wall. Tex opens it up, gets that hat off, and that information has passed this flick.
คมจีเรียกว่าคมจีเลยปก
Everything's hitting. The reads are right. They got it all. It's hard
แม่งมาแตกวันเนี้ย
when they look this strong here.
เกิดเคออสอะไรวะ
Again, Heretics, they're calling this timeout. They need to get something discussed right now. The coaches need to keep these players in line. They're not getting any openings. They're not winning their opening duels. They're getting split apart.
เฮ้ยข้างบนไหนข้างบนไหนเฮ้ย
It's Benji out
บนอะไรหน่อย
position. We saw out at C-Mount as well. Mini Boo went down once. At Blue Door, we saw Boo go down once. And there's no follow-up. And when these crucial players go down, it causes such an overreaction from everyone. But the way that LEV is depositing players here, there, everywhere. Outside A, it's Tex a couple times. We saw it here, catching 2 in the back. We've seen him over at B as well. The positioning from all these players from LEV, they're controlling everything. And it's like a funnel where...
ว่าผมทายผิดนะผมให้ 2-1 แต่มัน
พอพูดถึงพนันผมลืมโดเนทให้เลยจากการที่ตามสเปนเป็นแชมป์บอลยูโรจากบูม
เฮ้ยเอาดี
more rounds, it looks like they're going to have to start their
เหี้ย
lower
เบน
bracket
ซี
run.
ม่า
Not wrong. the lower
สเปนเป็นแชมป์บอลยุโรปกูใส่อังกฤษนะที่กูจำได้คืนนั้นกูนั่งดูอยู่
Leviathan though showing signs of
แล้ว
life
กูเสีย
late
จริง
into
ด้วย
the tournament. People question their performance, rightly so, after some surprise losses,
ขอบคุณมากครับ
some close games, not the
แล้ว
same
กูใส่
level
จริง
of
วันนั้น
dominance.
วันนั้นพวกมึงก็นั่งวันนั้นกูสตรีมอยู่ด้วย
Time to start showing form. I mean, they were made for
ต
brilliance
อน
for
แรกที่
deep
บอก
runs
ส
and
เปน
tournaments.
โอ
They
เค
are
ตอนแรก
trophy
นะตอนแรก
hunters.
โอเคตอนแรก
And at this point, they're
Mark up,
showing
mark up.
that caliber. We digress as there's still an opportunity and a chance for Heretics. 8 rounds to 11 isn't
วันนี้กู
impossible,
นั่งดู
but
อยู่
it's
โค
how
ตรกาก
they've got
เลย
to that
เฮีย
11. It has been consecutive.
แล้วกูเสียจริงวันนั้นนะ
Rien's going to try and control this space.
Benji.
But how are they going to
กู
dissuade
จำได้กู
what's
นั่ง
coming
เล่น
their
ฟีฟ่า
way?
ไปดู
Benji's
มัน
been
ไป
struggling and already going to be forced away from this. He's going to go for a
Oi!
lot here. Ambitious. He is being absolutely spammed
กู
out.
ว่า
by
1,100
every piece of
ไป
missile they could send. Already the pain shells coming in. Did he manage to keep it secure enough? I think he
Hey,
did.
Benji.
Yeah, Lev have to try and
Odi.
escape quickly. That's going to get caught, but they ain't hunting that.
It's control of the round. Rien still has A lockdown. Boo has that alarm bot, but he's lost
ไอ้
his
เหี้ย
duel.
ไอ้หนุ่ยและไอ้หนุ่ย
Three
ต้อง
players to
เล่นกี่
defend
บิน
this
ถึงจะเท่ามึงอ่ะ
Seaside and that Nightfall as well.
โอ้โหแล้วดูโอ้โห
Nightfall is so far away
Yet
that
K,
this
ดวลตีดิ
5 versus 3 surely goes in the favor of Lev
ไอ้
again.
เหี้ย
So good at this too.
ช่างสรรหานะพวกเหี้ย
See the composure on the way in. The killer instinct.
The pivot back.
Perfect. Tex. Gonna be.
Nightfall.
ได้300,000
It's gonna be a 5-man.
30 seconds left.
Oh, the knife.
โอ้โห
Boo, you gonna go for it? Waiting maybe?
Waiting for his team.
Spike planted.
We wait too long. We'll
Nah,
find
but-
out now. No, he reveals almost everything, barring
มา
one.
โฟอ่ะ
They should have got at least 4 on that, and now they gotta go. Tex under scrutiny,
Vale.
Mini Boo removes. It's
Vale.
Benji on the follow-up, but now Heretics
แม่งไม่มีใคร
hammering
หั
it
นมอง
home.
เลยเหี้ย
Finally digging into this one, and King is
อันติแม่ง
killed.
โกงไปไว้
Heretics still in the game.
คือเสียงมันไม่ได้ยินเลยเหรอศูนย์เลยเหรอหรือว่ามันดังได้ยิน
ไม่ได้ยินเลยสักอย่าง
And I talk about this for a reason. Team Heretics,
แล้วถ้าเขาเปิด
5
ติดได้ยิน
versus
ไหม
5.
ได้ยิน
They
ไหม
get their retake off. They're
ไม่
winning
ได้ยินอยู่
it.
ดี
They had 4 live at the end of the round there. They are in full control when it gets to be into
อันติ
these
แม่งโคตร
situations,
chaos เล
but
ย
they
ว่ะ
haven't been able to get into these positions to begin
มัน
with.
ตาย
They've
ห่า
always
ไม่
been
หัน
picked
เลยดูดิ
apart and lost that one crucial player that makes everything else fall apart.
เพื่อน
Team
คออะไร
Heretics
มา
is
ก็ไม่ได้
able
ยิ
to
น
replicate
บ้าเปล่า
this sort of environment where they can go into that retake in that 5 versus 5. They actually have a chance at this game.
ยังไม่ต้อง
And
เล่นหรอก
that's got to feel like a breath of
ตัวยี่นี่
fresh
โกงไป
air after being absolutely
หรือ
beaten
หรือ
by Lev.
หรือ
You look at
13
the
11
rounds.
หรือ
It's hard not to
ตื่น
feel
ก่อนต้อง
that.
ตื่น
To
ตื่น
feel
ตื่น
how
ไปไวดิ
aggressive that can be.
ยังไง
But it took a lot
ไป
that
นะแบ่ง
time.
ฝั่
We
ง
saw the
เลยตื่น
Viper's
เลย
pit. We saw the
31 หรือ
Nightfall.
เปล่า
So many ults keyed into it. Maybe a fight over towards A early on
อ่ะ
as
มึง
well.
บอก
Didn't see
Heretic
much
นี่
damage
AM
from the pain shell.
บอกเลยไม่ทานครับ
Both sides get to keep their lives here, but the firing squad from
แม่ง
Lev
ลิ้น
has
แปด
rounds
แฉ
to
ก
play with. They can be a little confident.
ดูพี่แกมไหมครับ
Take
ดู
a
ไหม
risk or two.
ไม่ดู
How does Boo keep his life here?
This bait needs to be
Bam!
perfect.
เรียบร้อยชนไปเสีย
Camera
เบา
spots him. He backs away. Keeps his life. 5 on 5 still.
Good timing for Boo there. As said, highly volatile in these scenarios.
Tex has that op up on the attack side, looking to see if there's any jiggle
แต่
or
ต่อไป
jump
กูจะอยู่
spot
ตรง
from
ข้าม
any
เล
of
ย
the
ไปทาน
defending
ละ
players here to
แม่ง
get
ทำ
a
กู
little
ผิ
bit
ด
of
หวัง
information, curiosity, but they don't know that C
นัดนี้มึงรอดตัวไปนะ
has that
นัด
alarm
หน้า
bot,
มึงเจ
has
อ
the
กู
player behind that tall box.
Ooh, operator, yeah. First time really seeing this coming out to play. A bit of a switch up here in round 21. Heretics
อ๋อ
waiting.
โดดอีกทีดิมึงโดดอีกทีดิเอ้าเอารู้จุดหมดแล้วเอ้า
Tex wants this, waiting for someone to slip
ขวั
up.
ญดีกว่า
40
เออ
seconds.
ขวัญแม่งทุกทางไป
Time's
ไหน
going
อะ
down. Blue door still intact, but
Really
maybe
power.
waiting for it, expecting it.
ติดตื่น
Often it's just to make sure they're safe on the site.
ข้าง
He
บน
kind of blindly send it towards
ข้าง
CT.
บน
Hope they would find someone. It probably won't here. They're very cognizant of that
ขอ
ult
อนุญาตขึ้น
coming in. And
12
now
ค
we
รับ
look at the retake. A TP taken over towards the trips at the very back line. So there's going to be a very fast
This
flank
timing
here
is
from
huge.
Wu.
ถ้าวอลลูเฟรนลี่ไฟ
Tex
เยี่ยหนุ่ย
seems
ก็
none
เละ
the
ดิ
wiser so far. King is there as well. He hears that
The camera sees
3-3-8 rattle, but it's Rien's to find Mazzino. And now the
Hang on,
back line's under
hang on,
pressure.
hang on.
Can't alleviate
Oh,
some
yeah,
towards the
King
front.
ช้า
But down to a 3v3 now.
Wap,
It's
wap, wap,
Messi.
King, wapขวา
Back line is King.
King วับ
Two
ขวา
guys still on the side.
King
Aspas and Calm, but they're removed, leaving just
31
Aspas.
ผม
The
ไม่ตายให้
monster
อีก
himself still stands,
Ui,
and
tao.
that's what he could do though. But they're on the diffuser.
เฮ้ยไปไหนเฮ้ย
He's none the wiser.
Hey,
He
Bud!
has no idea. He has absolutely no idea. The defuse was coming in, and Heretics switched the game
absolutely
out
no
to 10.
The haunt comes down. He shoots at the same time that Spike gets tapped. The defuse starts coming in. He hasn't heard it. He's none the wiser. LEV, they call it timeout here because what's happening 2 rounds in a row. Is this the start of the comeback for Team Heretics right now? Twice in a row, they get this 5 versus 5 retake situation, and they clean up so well.
And I want to highlight that. Let's stress that. This is what we're seeing be really quite different, is the fact that they're actually letting them take the site. A little bit of a fight on it, sure, but they're keeping numbers up. They're playing the retakes well. They're taking the space. They're getting those flanks in. Everything changing for Heretics, but do you think LEV can then maybe double down a little bit more? You know, what's the next layer for them? If suddenly you've got Heretics going, guys, we play retake. That's what we do. That's what we're good at. What are we doing? Taking these scrappier fights, letting them determine the pace. How does LEV respond if you're in that situation?
The problem right now is Heretics is doing such a good job in these last 2 rounds of giving the perfect amount of resistance to LEV to make them use so much time, so much resources, the utility to get onto that site, that by the time the 5 versus 5 retake comes in, LEV is tapped. So right now, what can LEV do differently? They can start doing these, utilizing the broken door in the blue area, the revolving doors. So when they put pressure on Team Heretics, not only are they softening up the defenses, but they're depositing players. We saw this from Tex earlier as well. If you're able to get players inserted into certain positions, that by the time you actually go for your final hit,
เล่นเท่าที่เราไม่เดือดร้อนโอ้ย shit 150,000ไม่เดือดร้อนโอ้ย shit
Team Heretics, they just go straight into you.
What's the look now?
ทำงานกฎหมายมึงจับตัวเองก่อนเลยไอ้สัตว์
Behind the box.
Slow opening as well. LEV doesn't want to run into any traps in the same setup from last round. Team Heretics gets spammed.
That's devastating, but so good for LEV.
โอ้โหเล่นเท่าที่เลยไม่เดือดร้อน
ก็เป็นเซม่าไงมันอยู่ซาอุมันรวยมันอยู่ซาอุมันรวยต่างใครต่างมันเว้ยเฮียคนมีความรู้แม่งก็ได้เปรียบอย่างนี้แหละ
ถ้ามีนะ
But right now, LEV has the site. They're going to get that spike planted.
And does Aspa shut him up in
โอ้
time?
อันติไม่โดนด้วยเฮียทะลุไปข้างหลังครับ
ติดยากนะส่วน
แพ้แล้วไอ้เฮีย
The outcome of this round. That was clean work from LEV, but again, that instantaneous loss. It felt like too much of a gamble.
It was the exact same setup they ran from the previous round. LEV did
สายบนห
not
รือสายบ
go
น
towards
ครับ
C. They didn't punish that.
ไอ้หนุ่ยเล่น
As soon
50
as
บา
he
ท
goes
ดิ้นแทบ
down,
เป็นแทบ
what
ตาย
happens? Heretics, they scramble. Instead of playing that 4 versus 5, going for the retake, as soon as they hear that spike get tapped, instantly they try pushing in. Minibu pops his showstopper, and they double swing from waterfall. All at the same time, they all fall so quickly, and they only get 1 player in the process of that. Right now, Team Heretics, they're going to be down 10 to 12. This would be match point. They want to be able to have a chance to come back and go to Haven. This next round, they can't slip up.
12 to 10.
เงิน101คนเรา
Oh,
ไม่
and
เท่า
even
กัน
binary ends here. Here we go. It's
แต่มึง
aim
ต้อง
for
เป็นคนยังไง
OT.
150,000ไม่เดือดร้อน
This one, that one
มึงเป็น
was
คนยัง
LEV's,
ไง
and it felt
คิด
like
ไม่
they
ถึง
slipped back into what wasn't working. The Heretics, they got caught off here. Again, that initial pick, that was close enough, sure.
He whiffed his ult. I just ended still shooting him down.
I guess that's what you gotta do, just stand still. Easy, 29 for that man.
มันบอกไอ้กระจอกนั่นยิงอันติแต่กูไม่โดน
But we again gotta stay focused on this game.
ยืนเฉยๆไม่โดน
Coming out from Heretics, Stingers, Bulldogs. It ain't pretty. This is not what you wanted to make a stake to staying in that upper side of this tournament. TP there for King. Early look towards that C side of the map.
เฮ้ยแหวกตัวนั้นได้บ้าแหวก
1-2
3
spread
เพ
from Team Heretics as well. Seen this a
บ้า
couple times
ทำ
from
ไม
them.
แบบไม่ตัวไหนก็บ้าเหมือนกันอ่ะ
It's all on LEV right now. No ultimate to play for the attackers.
มันอีโวมา
But still, if they lose this round,
ตัวไหนก็บ้า
another one. So building
ตัว
that
กูไปนะ5
ultimate
เม็ด
for one of these players could be important.
จีไอ้ตานี้น่าจะได้ครับสำหรับฮิเลติก
As that pressure
และ
is
ตา
still
หน้า
on
ก็เป็นของเลเวล
defenders over towards the C
ไม่มันชอบ
site.
จบ 13-11
ถ้าไม่จบ4อ่ะยังไงก็ไม่ได้
Stinger,
It's not enough. Trying to use the Stinger up against North American teams. It ain't going to be working. Aspas the pain shell.
อุ้ยโอ้ล็อกขาลงแรงจัดโอ้
คนเดียว
Heretics looking to maybe clear some space over towards water, but the firing
จบ
squad
4
is
ชนะ
ฟันตกตายเอ้า
เอาเปิดกล้อง
แล้วไอ้เหี้ยนั่นไปยืนแอคอะไรอยู่นะเฮ้ย
It's a 3v2. Minibu with a 1-to-1.
ไอ้เหี้ยไปยืนแบบยืนเท่อะถ่ายรูปอยู่อะ
Flank coming in from Woot. He does have a smoke. He does have paranoia, but they're spread apart. They need to win their isolated duels.
เฮ้ยคิงระวังหลังหน่อยคิง
They're such
มีใครสักคนหนึ่งออกมา
together.
ตาย
They're
ดิ
ready to trade. They're ready to move together.
รวย
Woot's
โอ้
going to
ไม่
be
มี
able
ใคร
to at
รู้
least
เลย
clear
เหรอ
down.
โอ้ย
He
รู้
knows
ละ
they're not
มี
รู้
แล้ว
ละ
มีแล้ว
อ่ะ
But
ไม่
still,
มี
many
ไม่
do
ดัน
look
หน้า
to be overwhelmed. They want to try and close down on this as Woot get noted as well. The time starting to tick here. And the Bullets have done enough. Heretics
เขาก็รู้สิ
starting to
น้อง
flounder,
เรียบ
starting to
ร้อย
falter.
จี
And
จี
this team was tailor-made for greatness. Bespoke brilliance.
คนดูน้อยจังวะ
You thought it might have got the distance seeing the veto.
จากกันนะครับก็ใครที่ชอบคลิปนะฝากกดไลค์นะครับกด Subscribe นะครับผมก็จะได้เป็นกำลังใจในการทำคลิปต่อๆไปนะครับขอบคุณมากครับ